All right, we should be live, guys. We should be live. Just doing a little bit of a test here. Come join in on a Friday night in Australia. It might be Friday morning in the US, and all around the world it'll be a little bit slower. Aussies are too fast. Wherever you go in the world, Aussies are just ahead of time, apparently, except when it comes to certain vehicles. So the vehicles that we drive.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. We just got to start off the live stream and talk about something. You know, make sure you just. Well, the main thing is you want to make sure you're not driving a Holden Rodeo. That's so.
That's a callback to a video that's not out yet.
Yeah. Anyhow, guys, we got some topics here about tech. Come join in on chat. Get comfortable, and we're going to be talking about Intel's 14th gen launch. And I've been meaning to do more live streams for you guys. Just that, yeah, Japan happened, and then there was a bit of a messy situation. I still got to make a behind the scenes vlog and talk about all that. But back in Australia, back on the content train, and we're going to be live streaming, of course, twice a month. And hopefully we can hit that on Friday night. I think that's a good night for everyone to join on in. And I got the co-host Yusuf here. He's helping us out, catch up, and add in some commentary as well for perhaps if I make some blunders live, because that does happen. But yeah, get comfortable, guys. And we're going to get into this first topic because it actually really surprised me that there's been sanctions placed on NVIDIA GPU exports to China. And we're going to go, I'll do that, yeah. So we're going here, the big screen. And RTX 4090 prices have over doubled in China now with this recent news coming in for these GPUs. Now, this is, I believe, in yuan, and we've done the yuan conversion here, which even if we look at the cheapest option, which is like 26,000 yuan, I did like this one just to get a grip of my exchange rates here, but yeah, that
It's not plugged in.
is a key.
It's been
Yeah,
a little bit rushed.
told him to set up the live stream so the keyboard doesn't work.
Does your USB front panel not work?
I don't know. It does. It should work fine.
The
So
USB-C?
well, there you go. Check it out. It should light up RGB if it's working.
No.
We'll go check it out. Okay, so US dollar. We're gonna get this ready and see what the prices are. I mean, the Australian dollar's price is already horrendous. So there is $3,500 US dollars. That's the cheapest RTX 4090 you can get, and that's actually really like.
What do you think that is?
Just wait. Well, people can't see. Hold on.
Oh.
Okay, they still can't see that price. Okay, well, let's just make it fit in there. Nope. Okay.
Just drag it over. Yeah,
There you go. All right.
That
Easy.
works.
That works. Okay, so 3,553 United States dollars. And guys, donations already coming in. Whoa. Okay. We'll say after the topics, guys, hit those donations, and long live the Toyota Hilux. Have a cracking good stream. Thanks, brother, for that donation. And we'll get free chat after we do this live stream and get through it. But here it is here. That's a whopping price to pay for an RTX 4090. Honestly, at that price, I would just, I mean, if every kind of GPU went that way, not just RTX 4090s, but say RTX 4060s were going for like $1,000, yeah, I think I might need to find another hobby. Even just breathing in fresh air would just be a much better hobby than paying that amount of money for a GPU. So for gaming, I mean, that's just, yeah, that's incredible, those prices. So basically the Biden administration has put in the sanctions on the exports of GPUs to China, and that has caused them not to be able to stock them as a regular sort of chain of supply and demand in the country. So
Do you think it's all trade sanctions that's causing the higher prices? Because I feel like it's more than that. It could be the US dollar to China instability, but it's not doubling in price.
This is just, I mean, this is what happens when governments make all these regulations. And so, I mean, I've read the history books, guys. So this is all just a big play on inflation. That's my opinion about it all. One thing's that we'll talk about that a bit later, because I don't want to get.
If it was mainly inflation, then it'd be higher priced everywhere. But one region being so inflated.
Yeah, but that starts the trend. So you gotta start somewhere, right?
So you buy the 4090 now, so when it inflates in price.
Well, I mean that's a thing, right? If you look at real estate prices anywhere in the world, they've all gone. Even in Japan, real estate prices are going up. Japan's got like, I think 10% abandoned home rate. So prices of just, yeah. So basically what happens is, I shouldn't say prices are going up, but rather the dollar is getting devalued and your money is getting worth less because they're just printing more money in practically every country worldwide. And so big play on inflation here. This is just another thing. And the biggest thing that causes inflation, guys, is... So, Brian, your buddy needs a mic. Yeah, so we're going to work on that.
Something out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
As you can see, this is very rushed and a sort of temporary solution, but...
It was his idea. So I wanted to start the stream a little bit later. But he's like, you got to stick to a schedule, man. You got to get scheduled, Brian.
YouTube penalizes you if you don't.
Well... I don't care. I've never
You don't, but I'm trying to get you back on track.
Yeah, but I've never cared about a schedule. So yeah,
YouTube does.
Yeah, but I'd rather. Yeah, anyway, yeah, all these topics. So okay, so RTX 4090 prices, guys. I mean, if you are, and I've said this before this year. This year is actually a great time to build a gaming PC. So if you've been on the fence, okay, should I build a gaming PC or should I wait? There's not going to be better prices coming down the pipeline for PC parts, unless of course we have the printers shut off and the governments do what they should be doing and less regulations step out of the way and let the free market do its thing. That's a possibility, but I think it's an unlikely one now because all we're seeing is more government regulation, more of this stuff coming in, more sanctions, more this, and that just equals higher prices coupled in with the central banks constantly creating more money. Actually, if we look at one thing, just hold the mic here. I'm going to pull this up for the viewers. What was the 60 billion? Okay. So the US federal debt. We're going to pull this up because this is scary. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, look at this one.
Ooh.
Yeah, but if we zoom in, can you see, like, I think this doesn't even reflect the most recent changes, but basically I was reading on articles that the debt in the US is going up by like 60 billion a day or something so crazy like that. So the printing's getting out of control, and that's just new money, and the government's spending that money and pushing it out in the economy. So prices are going to go up. I think inflation is going to go pretty crazy in the next few years. I think we're in for the decade of inflation herein.
So this is in millions of dollars, so that's billions and trillions.
Yeah. So it's 31 trillion. So it's going to head to, like, apparently in the next few years they're going up to 40 trillion in debt. Like, it's just going to get out of control. And of course, your real GDP is not going up with that. So it's just inflation. That's all you got left over. But anyway. So, wow. So let's get on to this next topic here, because this is the Intel 14th gen disaster, guys. First of all, I want to pull up the Intel process roadmap that we saw back in 2021, because this is an important sort of
context.
Yeah, it's important context for what we're going to talk about here, because here's Pat Gelsinger. He took over, he became the CEO, the big man for the job, and he said, look, Intel's going to change things up. And so he's got that roadmap here, and Intel 7, right? I mean, so that's the one that they're on now, right, for the refresh. Yes. Yeah. So this line should be going all the way out to here, right? This yellow bar.
Q3,
yeah. Q3, because we're still 14th gen refresh is still on. Wait, isn't it? It's Intel 7, which is 10 nanometers. So 10 nanometer plus. So that.
So Intel 7 is 10 nanometer, 4 is 7 nanometer, 3 is 4 nanometer, and then 28 is 3 nanometer. Yeah, 3 nanometer.
Yeah, you're getting it right. So, and then 20A's, still like technically 4. Yeah, it's confusing anyway. So what we see here is, like, if we scroll down to this first comment, I actually like the article's pretty good, but I mean, this Shabby says this guy is a great comedian, and that's it. Like, they've missed the mark they're just missing the marks on these goals. And then we look at 14th gen in general. My chip's really late to get sent over, but if we look at the 14th gen performance, you guys have probably already seen it out there. It is just disastrous in that it's the first. Is it the first time Intel have refreshed a product but given it a whole new generation name? Because at least with the i7-4770 to i7-4790, it was the same 4000 series. Like, it was nothing new. This time around, they're saying it's something new when it's clearly the same architecture, same everything. Just it's gaining some efficiency due to node maturity. And they've added some E-cores somewhere in there and things like...
Was there a lineup somewhere? Does anyone have like the full 14?
Oh, yeah. There was the article. Just a sec. I'll pull that up. Hold the mic. And
it'll be better next time, I promise.
Yeah. So we got some questions. Actually, some really good questions too. Is the 4900K worth disabling the E-cores? And
we'll have to test it.
yeah, so that's oh man. Let's have a look here.
I wonder if you still have to disable the E-cores for emulation, because I remember that was a thing right when 12th gen came out.
So I think Antec had the whole 14900K review. They had the whole
The whole lineup.
Yeah, I think it was here. So let's have a look at the Intel Core i9 here. Okay, so
yeah, there we go. Cool.
Okay, so what you're getting here, guys, is a CPU that's the same price as...
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Same cores, even E-cores.
So I think they added in some E-cores on the... Was it the 14700K got 4 more E-cores? Yeah. And the 13600K is still the same 14 cores.
Same,
yeah.
i9 same, i7's got a bump.
Yeah, wow. And it's even... The 14600K is even priced higher. Like, this is it. So this is what they're saying. The current pricing of this stuff here is what you can get it for on the right. So it's
more money for the same stuff.
Yeah, and so like,
there's a name for that.
Yeah, more money for the same things. Yeah, it's called greed, my man. That's called greed.
Greed?
Yeah, I'd call it greed. I mean, that's just you're charging more for essentially the same thing. Like you're not
like the definition of inflation. So.
Well, yeah, but they're selling the same product at 537, right? If you look at this,
okay,
537, that's the same product.
The same.
Like this is the same actual physical product. There's nothing different except a bit of ink.
No, the turbos are the same. Oh no, sorry.
Yeah, but I'm saying
200 megahertz. Sorry.
But what I'm saying here is the physical product. You got the heat sink. I mean, sorry, the copper shield or the IHS. You've got the CPU dies, the PCB. It's all the same. So it's the same product except a little bit of ink, the 4 and the 3, and so that's what you're paying. Yeah, so you're paying
3 ink is worth more.
Yeah, you're paying $50 for a piece of ink on the 3 to the 4. Like that's incredible. Like wow. Let me know. Let us know in the comments, guys. What do you think about this? Because I just think this is ridiculous that they're charging this much for these CPUs. So have a look at this. We'll show you guys on the screen right now. You can see it for yourself in this table. It's actually really well laid out. But there is no reason to buy 14th gen. So someone asked in the comments about that 14900K. Is it worth getting it and disabling the E-cores? My man, if you're just going to be gaming, go grab a 12600K and just disable the E-cores. You're going to be absolutely fine. You're going to be getting all the benefits of that older Lake, and it hasn't really changed. Nothing's really changed in these CPUs. And I'm still using a 10900K. I'm making a statement. 10850K. I got the value choice. Yeah, he's got the 10900K. So I'm just using what's best for me. I don't need this newer stuff anymore because it just is not doing anything except these high Cinebench scores. And if you need the extra cores on the x86 architecture, I'd look at the software you use because GPU compute power is so much more efficient. Yeah. If we're looking at video editing, when the GPU takes control of things, it gets it done so much faster than a CPU ever could. So,
well, that's what we were experiencing. Was it not yesterday, the day before, when we were editing the similar length videos, and you were using Premiere, which is very CPU heavy. I was using Resolve, which is very GPU intensive. And mine rendered out 4 minutes quicker for the same length video.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, we tested this out too behind the scenes. But yeah, it's like you want GPU compute power straight up. You don't need, and a lot of this extra CPU stuff is just a lot of fluff. I mean, the E-cores themselves, I'd call them Cinebench cores. Yeah. Because I haven't really, for me personally, I haven't seen any real world use with my E-cores. And that's one thing I'm going to point out is that, except maybe some extremely heavy render where it's just then started utilizing all the CPU cores. but it's a lot of it's AFK performance. And if you're doing if you're using these programs, try and get GPU utilization, guys. And don't give Intel $600 for a product I feel like they don't deserve. Because what we really want is lower power consumption, higher IPC, the single core performance, so we can actually get some real good performance in games, and also maybe some extra performance cores instead of having just 8 performance cores. Because the 10900K currently has more performance cores than a 14900K.
You know what I want to see? I kind of want to see like a 14900KS where it's just no E-cores. Because nobody needs 32 threads for gaming. Nobody needs it for even productivity. If you wanted a productivity CPU, you'd probably be having a workstation anyways on Sapphire Rapids. Or, is it Sapphire Rapids?
Yeah.
It's
got more performance cores.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they're putting 32 threads on a consumer platform.
I mean, AMD does it, but they're all performance cores.
I feel like a lot of this is based on AMD's influence, because AMD has been pushing more and more cores instead of just getting those cores as quick as possible.
AMD's pushing a much higher IPC.
Yeah, well,
much higher efficiency. So AMD's
early Ryzen was like as many cores as possible in like the same chip, and then newer Ryzen's been very IPC speed heavy, which is really good.
But on that note, this is like basically with this, Intel's just handed AMD the W. This is what I just want to what do you guys think in the comments? Like, I just think with this, they've literally handed AMD the big W for Ryzen 8000 series. But then AMD's just now, because they've got the efficiency advantage, they're just taking over with Threadripper chips, and they're charging monstrous amounts of money for it. So $10,000 now, you can get the 96 core. I mean, if you need that many CPU cores, it's probably going to be good value for you. Yeah. But like, you can see, I remember people on Twitter were showing me the 7960X pricing. And that was like way out of...
Is that the
24 core?
HEDT, or is that the consumer one?
It's the 24 core. And it's like 8 more cores, but you're paying way more than a 7950X. Yeah. So it's kind of like when people were like complaining about it, it's like, well, none of us hardcore enthusiasts need that many cores. So like 16 cores, 32 threads. If you're a gamer or a power user and you're using more than that, I'd love to know what you're doing, because those are kinds of tests that I'd love to test out when I do a CPU review.
If you need it, the costs are justified.
Yeah, but I just think AMD has focused on the right things in the last few years. They're like, okay, we're going to give you higher speeds, higher IPC, higher everything, and we're going to give it to you consistently. And what we're seeing right now from Intel is just like when they didn't need to do a refresh, they just pulled one out. So for the desktop enthusiasts, hey guys, we needed to give you higher IPC. We need to give you better efficiency. And so they go and pull, like they just handed, they kicked an own goal with 14th gen. That's just my opinion with it when they really needed to do something different. Because I love competition. Really love it, and I like to see it because we all win in the end. But the
consumer wins in the end.
Yeah, the consumer wins in the end. But this one really just missed the mark, guys. Chat's coming in pretty hot actually too. We'll take a little bit of a break before we get onto the actual. Before we get onto
you can bring that here because half your screen's off.
Okay. All right, there we go.
Oh, you can put it on the
just
screen.
a double chat. Oh, okay. So half my screen's off there. I see. We can chuck chat on just that side there so I can see. Okay, now I'm leveling up my live streaming skills. Okay, so I just saw a comment about GTX 1080. I love the no, actually it's funny.
You can't see it, but he's scrolling, searching for that one comment.
Yeah, someone asked about a GTX 1080, and now funny story is I got asked about a GTX 1080 today. Someone messaged me and they said like, Brian, this guy came into my computer store and he wanted to sell me GTX 1080s, and it's like, because he's a computer store, he's like, we don't buy that kind of thing, but I know this guy. And so I'm going to tell the guy maybe 150 Aussie a pop, could probably go cheaper, but they're founders editions too.
Okay, yeah.
So
but they're collector's value. They don't have inherent value.
But if I can get them for so 150 Aussie dollars should be around 95 USD. 95 USD for a GTX 1080. That's pretty good. 8 gigabytes of VRAM, so it's still relevant.
But no RTX, so like nothing to use it.
Okay, so it was 1080 Ti. It was 1080 Ti. Okay. The 1080 Ti is actually one thing about the 1080 Ti, guys, is that one thing I've been hearing about it and I spoke to actually numerous people about this topic with 1080 Ti's. A lot of the OC models now are starting to have like flickering and issues, right? But the thing is, that's just because the OC models are starting to degrade that little bit. And so then what we've been discussing is you just flash a stock GTX 1080 Ti BIOS on it, VBIOS, and then it works perfectly again. So
couldn't you just do that manually?
Well,
Is there any difference between the BIOS and the...
Well, if you do the VBIOS, you can put it in a PC and flip it properly. Like if you're installing MSI Afterburner on a PC, it's so annoying because people usually, I find a lot of people when they get a PC, they just reset Windows. Yeah. And so, yeah, you don't want to do that. So that's that was one thing there, but I didn't even know what the question was about the GTX 1080 Ti now. So it just went, it evaporated, guys. So it's me, Dan. Hey, Dan. NVMe games. Okay. Is he playing? You can play games off an No, I mean like you can power your games with an NVMe. This guy's got. He's 100 years in the future where your computers are the size of an NVMe drive. So that's a big one there. But let's move on with the topics, guys. There's actually just a lot of chat. I thought it was coming in hot. It's like, where's the questions at? But we got today's video sponsor, which is of course the reason Tech Yes City is able to run on four-wheel drive, is because of SCD keys, which offer an amazing deal for you guys out there. Just bang in that code BFTYC and hit apply. And yeah, this is why I wanted to delay. This is why I wanted to delay the live stream so I could get set up properly. Okay, so there we go, right there. Bang it in, 15 USD. And you're good to go. So
holy,
there you go. Save that discount, bang it in, away we go. Now, on other news, Nintendo Switch 2 will support DLSS 3.5 ray reconstruction. Now, this is really, you need this, guys. You're going to need the Nintendo Switch 2 because I'm going to pull this up. Well, yeah, we're going to segue into this because it's important.
Go back to the beginning.
No, well, because it's like the Hogwarts. Okay, so this is what Hogwarts is going to look like on the Nintendo Switch. And basically, the Nintendo Switch can't power it. Like, so my son, he plays Fortnite on Nintendo Switch. And it's just a blurry, like, it's so blurry.
Really?
Oh,
I thought it was all right.
On the Switch.
Yeah.
Oh, but he puts it up on the 4K OLED.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah. But, like, that's when you can see the difference.
Yeah.
It looks...
No, handheld, it's fine.
Yeah, handheld's fine, but it's still, like, in performance mode. So, like, the Switch is struggling, and so they're releasing Hogwarts Legacy, but I think they needed a lot of time to just downgrade the game so hard visually that, yeah, it just looks like a complete mess on Nintendo Switch. So, with that said, they're going to need the Nintendo Switch 2, which apparently, from what I've researched, it apparently is going to be a, it's apparently going to be the...
You were saying 3070, but there's no way that's right.
RTX 3070, yeah. Because, well,
it's Ampere based, so it is 30 series silicon. But it's got like half the cores.
So it's going to be an RTX 3000 GPU. I think we can confirm that because it's going to support...
They've leaked this.
Yeah, DLSS 3.5 ray reconstruction, but it apparently is not going to support frame generation, which means, yeah, definitely 3000 series GPU. So that's in the works. And I just think... I heard rumors it was going to be a 3070-like performance, so RTX 3070. And that would make a lot of sense because I think there's an abundance of that silicon. And so what better way? It'd be a match made in heaven for NVIDIA. Get rid of all the silicon that they've got in excess of, and then also you get more power than, say, an RTX 3060, right?
How many CUDA cores does a 3070 have?
Ugh, off the top of my head, like, wasn't it 4,000 and something? Yeah. I'll check quickly.
Because they're saying that this one, the Switch 2 has 2,000.
2,000, okay. Yeah. CUDA cores RTX 3070. Let's have a look. Let's have a look right here, right now. Oh, 5,888. So they're saying it's got 2,000.
It's a mobile. It's a handheld.
It needs more power than that. Like, it already loses to...
No, to be fair, that's still 4 times more than the current Switch.
But it's got less than a 3050.
That's 10 times more than the current Switch.
Yeah, but it's got less than a 3050, dude. And that's a new generation console. That's
Oh,
okay.
Nintendo's always been ripping their consumers off, but like.
Okay, guys. So the new Nintendo Switch is going to be disappointing.
Nope. Switch is one of the best selling consoles in the world.
The Switch 2.
No,
Yeah.
the original one.
Okay.
It's one of the best selling consoles.
Yeah.
People are gonna buy it anyways.
I like the Switch because it's got an OLED screen.
Mm.
Yeah. So I guess
The
at low,
Switch 2 is not gonna have an OLED.
I guess at low resolutions it's fine. It's just when you hook it up to a bigger screen, it just.
Yeah, but that's more of a gimmick. It's like, oh, I can play Switch Sports with my friends.
Dude, I love playing Mario Kart on the big screen.
That's good. But you're not playing any competitive games.
Oh, I don't know about you guys. Have you played on the Switch multiplayer and you just get stuttering? Like it just,
Oh,
yeah. So that's the thing. Yeah. Like it just like black out for like, not black out, just like hold the screen for like 2 seconds and then your cart
That's
keep.
big stutter.
Yeah. Like on 3 people or
I've
more.
never had that.
Okay.
I've had like 4 people on Mario Kart, but like, and the frame rate chugs. But
Yeah.
it doesn't stutter. It
Oh,
doesn't stop.
I got mad stuttering
That's
too.
crazy.
Yeah, so that's the experience. So hopefully you're going to get a mad experience like that on the OLED Switch too. So that's what you can expect there. But on other news, TSMC has come out and said our 3 nanometer node is comparable to Intel's 1.8 nanometer tech. So TSMC believes its 2 nanometer technology will beat out Intel's 1.8 nanometer class process. Now, I'm going to, like, the reason we pulled up this bias article in the title is because I'm agreeing with TSMC. They've proven themselves. They keep releasing things consistently. Intel just keeps dropping the ball and missing. And it's just sad because over the last year, I've kind of gone from being in the middle on Intel to being more like...
A little bit cynical.
Yeah, very cynical of Intel. And it's just like... I feel like something internally has gone wrong at the company where they don't have a well-oiled machine anymore. That's basically it. And that's what I've seen at events. It's not a well-oiled machine. There's nothing like in the actual company itself. You go to an AMD event, everyone's on the same page. You can see the synergy there. NVIDIA, same thing. Everyone's just this synergy in the company. You can just see it, and the energy as well. It's there. Intel's like this. It's just, I don't know. They've really got to sort of from the ground up, reinvigorate their company again, because it's just like that's what I've seen personally, and this is what it's starting to correlate to what I'm seeing with their consistency of their releases and their products. And I mean, people like defend Arc, but I tried Arc. I just thought Arc was lackluster, man, at best. And it's like you can be there, guys. Oh, come on, guys. You'll do better next time. But that when it comes to a product and you're selling something, yeah, there's no easy street in business.
There's the fine wine argument, but that only takes you so far.
Yeah.
Saying, oh, it gets better with driver updates. You're buying the car now. You're not buying it 6 months after a game's released,
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's inefficient. The inefficiency of Arc is huge. It's something that, like, I talk about efficiencies of GPUs, and Arc's right down there, like behind AMD by a lot. Even the RX 6000 series is miles ahead in efficiency in a lot of the games, because a lot of the games are unoptimized for Intel Arc. And a lot of the games, like even just a lot of your indie games and stuff, just flat out don't boot on Intel Arc. And then the worst thing is, the worst thing for me about Arc is that you couple it with, say, a 4th gen Intel processor, and there's just problems galore. And it's like, you got to buy a new CPU. It's like, well, you shouldn't have to, because the GPU is $150 or $200. You should be able to couple it with budget hardware.
Yeah.
That goes without saying, especially a 6700K. Perfect combination, I think, for an RK750. So I don't know what's been going on there, guys. I think this is an article about Hijinks says Intel says 1.8 nanometer. It's really 10.8 nanometer, and that's the thing, right? Intel's naming as well. Yeah.
Okay, it made sense initially because they were saying Intel 10 is similar performance in IPC to TSM's 7 nanometer.
Yeah.
But now that's sort of not changed. And that's what this entire article is about. That sort of flopped back where that's no longer relevant. But they're still stuck to the naming scheme. It's very marketable, saying, 1.8 nanometer class, instead of just saying, oh yeah, it's 3 nanometer.
Doesn't fool anyone. It's not fooling me, guys. I'm not getting fooled by it. I actually put a jumper on.
Well,
It's cold before.
It's warm now.
Yeah, you turn
all
on
the
so many
lights.
You turn on so many lights.
Oh, the weather here is so unpredictable. One night you'll be like sweating,
Yeah,
and the next you'll be freezing.
We got
Yeah, we got the lights on. That doesn't count.
2, 3. We got 4 monitors now.
Yeah.
5 monitors on. Yeah, so I'm getting toasty over here, guys. So just also, yeah, let's go on to something better though. We gotta have fun on this live stream, guys, because these topics are just like, you know, just becoming a bit of a downer here on the live stream. But anyway, next up here we got the super models from Nvidia. They're planning the RTX 4070 Super. And it's rumored to come with 16 gigabytes of memory. This is what gamers deserve. Now, whether the price point is going to stay at that new $550 point would actually be pretty good. I'd like to see the Super at these prices with these specs. That would actually make it a nice card. Okay, you're getting kind of, like, I would hope that you would be getting that sort of what Super cards did on the RTX 20 series. I actually really liked what they did with the RTX 20 20 series super cards. They were really good. Yeah. I thought that was a proper good refresh. So it looks like the RTX 4070 16 gigabyte will be a refresh that should be I guess more like desirable for gamers. And so anyway, so if we go through this article, video cards always makes good articles. Actually, I like video cards and their coverage of leaks. They're pretty solid, man. They've always been pretty solid. So we'll get this over here.
So it's going from 192 to 256.
Yeah, so let's have a look. So the rumored specs here of the lineup is that you're essentially you're going to be getting the 4080 Super's coming, the 4070 Super. So you don't have any confirmation on CUDA cores at this point in time, but you get
a 103. So it's an 80 class silicon.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. I'm hoping that they do what they did with the 20 series and that they gave you that step up, even though it was a little bit cut down. Yeah. It was still a really good step up. So you're like, wow, the 4070 Super is the GPU to get. Now, of course, this is where the the 4070 Ti is going to be the oddball here, because they're going to make the 4070 Super more powerful than the 4070 Ti. And so that's going to be very weird. I think maybe could you get a 4070 Ti Super? Like, would that be what they'd call it? It just sounds so stupid, but...
The 4070 Ti Super...
Deluxe.
Pro Max.
Yeah, they need something else on that too. You just got to confuse
Ultimate
people.
Edition, Founders Edition.
That's it. So I'm waiting for the sweaty edition too. Gives you extra ping, lowers your pings in games, so you can play hardcore.
Negative latency.
There's okay, guys. Okay, so let's move on now because I want to get to FREECHAT. I just want to sit down, chat with you guys actually, because
it's the best part of this.
But we'll go on to the last bit, because this is actually when Yusuf showed me this article. He's like, look at this, Starfield performance disparity between AMD and NVIDIA GPUs analyzed. So Chips and Cheese digs deeper into the code execution on several GPUs. Now, what they found was that the RDNA 3 GPUs were running Starfield a lot better than pretty much any other GPU out there. And it came down to the way, of course, the game's coded, and it's taking advantage of the caching structure of the RDNA 3 GPUs. And what this has caused the GPUs to do, of course, what this caused the GPUs to do is give a huge advantage to AMD GPUs. Now, the bottom line is this. I've said this in the past. If a company wants to get a game sponsored, of course you guys can expect. Of course you're going to expect a performance increase on that GPU for that game, for the company that's sponsoring it. But what I don't agree with in the fact of Starfield is we played it the other day. It just, like, for what you're playing, the graphics settings for what you're playing, you just, like, it's a rort. You are getting scammed. Like, that's how I'm going to say it. You're getting scammed. The graphical fidelity of the game is okay. It's good, but it's not like RTX 2060 Super 40 FPS at 1080p good.
No. That was with like 75% render scale.
It just looked horrible for the FPS you were getting. And I think this is what this article, I think they get to the same conclusion at the end, and they would say like, okay, we would respectfully disagree. There is just wait, we've got to zoom that. Hold on. You didn't zoom. The viewers have to read the article, man. Okay. So we would respectfully disagree. There is clearly a problem with NVIDIA's performance right now and the Starfield's performance in general. And that's what I think. Starfield's performance in general is just horrid. So requiring an RX 6800 or RTX 4070 just to break 60 FPS at 1080p Ultra is not typical behavior for a game with this level of graphics fidelity. That's like, man, that's exactly right. So you shouldn't need an RTX 4070 to play a game with those kinds of graphics at 1080p Ultra or a 6800. It doesn't look like a 60 FPS 1080p Ultra game for those GPUs. Yeah, so I don't know. It's like playing Water.
Jump in for a sec.
Yeah,
I just want to say, like, there is also Cyberpunk, which we have as a frame of reference. That was very heavily sponsored by NVIDIA. There was so many technology integrations, that sort of stuff. But even then, we were playing it on a 3060 and I was playing it on a 3060 Ti when it first came out, and we were playing together. Yeah. And that was rock solid experience. Even with, like, we didn't have RTX on, obviously, but you should be able to play like a AAA game at lower settings without an issue.
Yeah, so the 2060 Super not like, that's what I mean. The 2060 Super not playing the game with even 60 FPS at 1080p low, 100% screen res, really like, what's going on with this game? So, I mean,
was it even hitting 30 with 100%? Because we had to drop it down to 70%.
Like the GPU was 100%, and it was going,
No, I meant render resolution.
So 100,
drop that down.
Yeah, lowest settings, 1080p was like 40 FPS on low set. It was just ridiculously bad. So Starfield was like, this article caught my eye. I'm like, what's going on with Starfield exactly? And I'm glad some people are starting to look into that and point it out.
If anyone's played Starfield in chat, and just let us know what GPU you've got and what your experience was, because I want to know. Was it just us? Because we played it on a few different GPUs and it just didn't look great.
Nah, it doesn't look great for the FPS. And so that's something that deserves to be called out with this. So Arrow Lake's coming. We got those. Oh, sorry. We've got recap of thing. But we're going to go over to chat now, guys. Let's just finish off the topics here. Let us know if you guys want to talk more about those topics in chat. But we're going to go to FREECHAT. Yeah, this
right on the left.
Yeah, because that's because my brain is like, hey, the monitor's on the left-hand side. So I want to
full screen it.
Yeah, okay. So let's move on now, guys. Juicy chat here, juicy chat. So I think there's a donation that's appeared here. I don't know. So Nori SS, $5. Can we talk about the pressing issue of today? How is Papa TYC? I heard he is a legend in the street hustling game. Guys, got back to Australia, and one thing I was saying is, we'll talk about that. Australia's so much better for hustling. Like, there's just a market for it, right? There's people looking for used products. I'm always looking for used products, even outside of tech. Like, for instance, I'm looking for a used ute right now. I want to find a bargain. So I'm not going to go, like, in Japan, if you're looking for a used ute, you go to a dealer, go buy a car. You don't go buy a car off a random dude who would patch it up. I'd rather buy off the random dude patching it up. And so that's the biggest difference. I was sitting on a PC. I got a message last night from the guy who I was talking with about the PC in Japan. I was selling an RTX 2060 Super, Intel i3-2100, really good looking build. Like, this build had the custom cables and everything. And I was letting it go for exactly, like, I'd hustled this PC together because I got a free i3-2100 from a friend because I'd helped him out with something. And I'm literally selling this PC. I think it was like USD, it would be like not even 400 USD. And I couldn't, like, no one would buy it. And I'm sitting on this PC for 4 months. And I'm just like, nothing moves in Japan. Like, if you so here, dude, I would sell that for like 500 USD, like, gone. Like, because it was a good looking build, had the i3-12100. And I'm just like, wow. So that's how the hustling's going in Japan versus Australia. It was actually frustrating because a lot of the parts hunts I did, picking up those juicy deals, I packed up 54 kilo of all tech. I brought no clothes back with me. Just all the deals came back in the suitcase with me, and now it's just moving on with flipping them. So that's what's been going on, guys.
I think it was asking about Dad, man.
Oh, and Dad, how's Papa?
He's probably asleep.
Oh, Dadman, he's passed out, man. So Dadman, in terms of Dadman, he's just passed out. Like, yeah, he's just, yeah. I don't think
he's doing good, but he's asleep.
I mean,
it's very late
he's got a lifetime of drinking experience. So he's the old man. I love him, man. He's
still playing Diablo. No, he stopped.
Oh, Diablo 4. Okay, so what happened with Diablo 4 was I literally reached level 100 and just got mad bored of the game. It was like, and it was just like I hit a level 100. I was like, there's nothing to do now. Like, absolutely nothing to do. I'm like, what do I do? Because I'm not running dungeons again because there's nothing to work towards. So I just stopped playing Diablo 4. And then, of course, Baldur's Gate 3 had hit. And then that came out. And that was... Guys, we're not going to talk about Baldur's Gate 3 because, yeah, that was... Man, I don't even want to think about it because I don't want to get addicted to it again. That was just so addictive, Baldur's Gate 3. I couldn't... Like, your brain is just pinging on all levels. It can go off on this tangent, this tangent. They just basically released a world of tangents for you in Baldur's Gate 3. You can go off on any tangent you want. The customization should be a good, like, I'd say a thing that I want to see come back to games where, and I've said this in the past, if you guys remember Final Fantasy VIII, I really liked what they did in Final Fantasy VIII. They offered the skill tree for noobs and people who wanted more. So you could just be like, okay, I want a simple skill tree. And it'll just pick things for you and do that. Or you could go like, I want to really customize my own skill tree. And that's what I went for. And so I thought that system was like, this is ingenious. But since I guess nothing took off since then, it's just like this way or that way. It's like, how about both ways? Just for games, of course. So, Brian, have you heard Michael Burry has bet 1.6 billion on a market crash before the end of 2023? Christian Bale played him in The Big Short. Yeah, of course. I'm very well aware of Michael Burry. In terms of his 1.6 billion on the market crash, I mean, like, he's predicting that, but I think he's underestimating some of the other trends that are going on right now. And the big one is, actually, yeah, we're past, like, what is it? You got to pass 10 minutes, then you don't get censored or something on YouTube or whatever it is.
Wasn't it 30 seconds?
Yeah, so the big one's war, right? You look at war. War's inflationary, extremely inflationary. You go back to the 1940s. You know, back in Japan, 1 yen used to be the equivalent of, you could buy that in 1 yen worth of gold. Like the actual coin was valued at one, like, now look at 1 yen. It apparently cost them 3 yen to make a 1 yen plastic coin. So that's why they want to get rid of it, yeah. So that's how bad inflation was. But Japan in the 1940s with the war, inflation was insane. And so I don't think there's going to be a market. That's my gut instinct now. I think the market crash should have come back with Silicon Valley Bank, SVB. That's my thinking. I think the crash, if there was to be one, I thought it would have come back in April. That was April or March? That's when the Silicon Valley Bank collapsed. But they printed money. They just band-aided that over instantly, printed the money. It's all washed over. And so I thought if there was going to be a market crash, I thought it was going to happen then. And it didn't happen. So what we're going to see forward now is just a heap of inflation, and it's going to be like this real weird kind of inflation where people are going to feel poor, and there's going to, in a lot of ways, be no money, but prices are just going to keep going up. It's actually very scary. I sometimes lose a bit of sleep thinking about which way it's going to go, but I think in terms of Michael Burry predicting a hard crash, he would have to have some sort of inside information then, because I just don't like the things that are playing out at the moment. Just
the
look.
Crash has been brewing for quite a few
Yeah.
months, if not years.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's so weird, but yeah, inflation. That's all we're gonna see in the next, like, unfortunately, I think in the next 5 years, we're just gonna see heavy inflation, and it's gonna get worse because there's a few other reasons for it too, but some of those other reasons being economies of scale's tapped out. You've seen that with a lot of technologies, right? They can't make anything more efficient. They've already tapped that avenue out. Of course, they want AI now. There's a big rush for AI robots because that's the next sort of leap in economies of scale and efficiency, but that's a long way away. And then we've got governments, right? We talk about governments, over-regulating governments now. They're getting worse. In Australia, right? We'll talk about Australia. In Australia, we've got a rental crisis, right? People can't get homes. And so what they do is they don't just cap the immigration or maybe lower it, they up the immigration. So then you're driving down wages. So in Australia, wages are going down because people are competing for more work. And then you've got people who are competing for the amount of houses that are over-regulated to build more houses. So you've just got an inflationary mess when it comes to rentals right now in Australia. It's just...
You know how we did that skit at the end of... Was it yesterday's video? If you're a 10-year-old with 30 years experience, like, let us know. That's basically what people are asking in the job market at the moment. They're saying, hey, for this entry-level position, we want you to have, like, this, like, essentially a master's degree and 5 years experience. And they're giving barely above minimum wage. And that's the job market.
Well, that's because they could pick and choose. There's so many people out there, right, looking for a job. So, yeah, that's kind of what's going on in Australia. I can't speak too much in the US because I don't have much experience there. But I'm probably sure it's going to be a similar thing. Like, it just seems like there's this trend that goes through, right? Inflation's everywhere in all countries all over the world. I was surprised it was actually starting to creep up quite heavy in Japan because usually Japan's been quite low inflation. But yeah, on that note, I think I'm actually going to take a bit of I'm just always going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to take it if I read Michael Burry's putting on a massive bet against a huge crash. I'm going to take a different side there because that's not what I'm seeing. I'm just seeing this sort of these new facilities that are coming out, these new excuses to print money, and there's always this new thing that comes out, and basically it's just this excuse to print more money up. And so so someone says maybe that's what Burry's counting on, conflict related inflation and instability. I'm seeing nasty signs in the rental market for housing. Yeah, but if he's betting on a crash in the stock market, which Burry's known for, then yeah, I don't know. I just
can see the cogs turning.
I just disagree with him. So that's my sort of take. And I mean, at the end of the day, guys, I just think if you want to invest, if you've got money, especially cash, and you want to invest, always look for good bargains on real assets. That's like, I guess my whole channel is a testament to that. Always look for something that's just worth money. It's a physical thing. You can get it. You can hold it. It's yours. You own it. And that is why gold, I guess, is I think gold's overvalued right now. Actually, if you look at the USD cost to produce gold versus what they're selling it for, it's overvalued. But look at how many people want gold because they just want real money now. They're like, I don't trust this, especially when you see all these big like $1 billion, like rich moguls running around with this cash. They're going to be nervous sitting on that much cash. They got to fly it out somewhere. So they're all going into golds and metals and real assets, and that's why the prices of those things are just going through the roof as well. Yeah. So yeah, everything's just going up. That's real assets, except tech, which is kind of surprising. Tech's kind of come down in price. I feel like
tech hasn't really innovated that much. So there's this massive skew of different items in the same sort of performance category. So of course prices are going to be pushed down. Well,
the thing is, tech is not a necessity too. Like at the end of the day, if things went really south, I'd need still a bed, still need a roof over my head, still need food. So like I think tech comes really low in that pyramid of necessities. So that's food, housing, clothing, and all that stuff that comes down. So that's all going up in price. Yeah. So that's all coming. So entertainment, it comes last. So there you go. So anyway, guys, if you got other questions as well, let's jump in, because it's funny how these streams, they always start off with tech and then we just sort of make our way into finance.
It always happens.
I mean, I love it. I've actually been, at the moment though, I've just got to get we got to get more, actually been behind in a lot of content that I got to make. I've even got to do a 7800 XT review for ASRock, but that review is going to have a bit of a different twist in it because we did some testing today that was just really different. You guys requested it. You guys requested it too.
Do we tease the video that I'm working on?
Yeah, sure. So we're doing. These guys, the guys requested it. They said, Brian, test out all the idle power consumption, playing movies with GPUs, and test it out at different refresh rates. And we've done that, guys. We've got some very interesting numbers. Brian, have you been pumping the guns up? Don't know. Do they look pretty good on stream?
I think it's just the lighting.
Okay, yeah, just
there's
the lighting.
There's a really heavy shadow on it.
I mean, actually, it's funny that because I actually this morning I started working out again for the first time in 6 months. But before that, I went and saw my best friend, and we had an arm wrestle. He's like, dude, your arm wrestling is like, because he's a tradie, right? He renders wet wall. He's a wet wall renderer, so he'll put concrete on walls, and he just said like your arm wrestle is really strong for a dude that doesn't, is not a physical dude, and I'm just like, thanks, man. Thanks. Anyone? Yeah. So guys, if we meet up in public, any of you guys out there, we meet up at events and stuff, let's have an arm wrestle. Let's put that to the test and see if the tech, has the skills. And Marco says, it's obviously the baked beans, grapefruit, and green tea. Mummet, what did I have for lunch today? Tell him.
Yeah, he had some baked beans, and it does not smell good in the studio. It's just
hey, dude.
Like that.
I mean, I let a few rip, but I haven't exactly they weren't, dude, it's not actually bad. If I eat baked beans, sometimes it's real bad, but yeah, so
Could be worse.
don't arm wrestle. So Konyo says 985, don't arm wrestle, Brian, your arm will break. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so when I arm wrestle someone, you can automatically feel if their grip is much stronger than yours. Yeah. You don't if you know someone's much stronger than you in an arm wrestle, do not engage. Just like let them win. Yeah, don't. I've learned that lesson in the past. I didn't bust my arm, but I hurt my arm a little bit in the past.
Have you seen that one video of the guy who?
Oh yeah, I've seen a couple of there's like multiple videos out there of dudes busting their arms on arm wrestling. I'm well aware of that. I actually arm wrestled like one of the strongest kids in Japan in like Chiba. He was like a full gym junkie, and then because like at my school I was arm wrestle, let's arm wrestle, and then like I met this dude, and he smashed my arm, dude. Like not like busted or anything. Like I gave out before it was too bad. But yeah, he taught me a lesson, man. I was like, ooh, like, because I knew his handshake was just like insane. So you can usually
don't even have to get into your arm wrestle. As soon as they like hold your hand, then you know.
Yeah. As soon as you get the handshake, and you can just feel like it's not even like a hard handshake either. It's just like meat. And it's rock meat. Rock meat. It's rock meat. Rock meat just surrounds your hand. That's the ones where you don't engage in arm wrestling. That's a bit of advice. So, is that an Australian thing? Arm wrestling to say like kinda. I mean, depends. Like in Queensland up north, it kinda is like, hey bro, and you go, how you been doing, man? Like, been pumping the guns. So that's we got here 5,000 W with a slash through it. Is that Korean won? It's amazing to watch your broadcast live after work. I'm having a hard time with Intel, but watching the live shows makes me happy. Yeah, guys, look, don't get down about these companies. Thanks for the donation too, brother, but don't get down about these companies. They're not your friends. Intel's not your friend. I'm actually like, to me, I'm disappointed in Intel because I was a big sort of believer in Intel, like in terms of their CPUs. I mean, I still use the 10900K. I still believe in that. But if AMD's 8000 series comes out, and it feels just as snappy as the 10900K for what I do, I'm changing over to that because it's going to be more efficient. Simple as that. So, but Intel only has themselves to blame if they're dropping behind and falling behind. Don't place any sort of. I'd just say just be disappointed. Don't be like having a hard time, man. Like
don't fanboy any brands. Just buy what's good value, what you need, and what's good price.
Well, actually, in fact, I've been called an Intel fanboy a lot in the past just because of my positive Xeon coverage. But that's the thing. Xeons used are just so good. Like actually got to get back into a few of those Xeons and get them banging on the channel.
Get one soon?
We've already got like 3 here that we've got to test. So that's already coming. So yeah, Korean won. So I was right. Boom. There we go. The W with the slash through it. Marco knows his Southeast Asian currencies.
Language is Korean. I just don't know what their currency is.
Yeah, true. Actually, that's probably So that's it. That's right. That is the Korean symbol. Is there 44 symbols in the Korean alphabet? Is that right? I don't know.
This is very distinctive. Nothing else looks like it.
Yeah. Okay. But it's a good language. I'd rather like learn Korean than Japanese in hindsight.
Really?
Yeah, because no kanji. Well, they do have kanji, but they got their language and they use their characters and symbols. So it's similar to Japanese, and Japanese isn't that hard to speak. It's just hard to read and write, man. Yeah, I lose it. Yeah, dude, you got like 2,000 characters.
2,000?
Over, yeah. Like if you want to properly learn Japanese, you need to learn 2,000 ABCs.
Yeah.
So that's what you need to do. And we got here, what's the question here? So it's a thing in the hood in Western Sydney too, Brian. Have you seen Spanian's vids? Oh, no, I haven't. I'll have to check that out. So the arm wrestling handshake. Yeah, let's do it, man. You always got to do that, man. Like, don't lose your testosterone. Otherwise, it'll lose it for you. Like, when can we expect to see the latency test? There are so many popular tweaks people swear on and claim they work, but nobody really tested them. Would love to see it. Greetings. Oh, dude, I actually was going to record that video today, but we didn't have time. We've got the testing done. It'll come out hopefully next week, the latency test. And we're talking about, like, for me, it's mainly going to be Windows 11 versus Windows 10. But in that, there's going to be, like, if you're talking about certain latency tweaks that you see, like change this. So if you're talking about change this regedit hack
I
for
think he's talking about those scripts. You know, those ones that all the YouTubers are saying, just download this script and it debloats.
No, I mean, bottom line is, best thing you can do if you're a hardcore gamer and you want the lowest latency possible, I'll give it to you guys on the live stream, is for me personally, use Windows 10, disable all your security features, disable Spectre Meltdown, things like that, disable in your BIOS the TPM function, because there's actually some interesting testing with that. Get the lowest input latency monitor, get the lowest input latency mouse. This one is the one I swear by, Razer Viper Mini, extremely fast mouse. Get that, get a low input latency monitor, and then get good internet, especially if you're playing online competitively. For instance, in Australia, the difference between fiber and FTTP and FTTN is about 25 milliseconds. Huge when you're playing, like.
When's the video coming out?
Well, you're the one who said we've got to stick to a schedule once a day. Hopefully tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
We'll have a video on fiber tomorrow.
Yeah, so the video on fiber tomorrow. We finally got the house upgraded to FTTP, which is fiber to the premise. So we've got fiber now at Tech Yes City.
The ping's really good.
Yeah, the ping's like, I saw actually 0 to Fortnite.
Yeah.
The Fortnite server got a ping of 0. I've never seen a ping of 0 before, but that's really good. Put a smile on my face. So fiber is where it's at, extremely fast, but there's a few things you can do. But in terms of actual, like, put this regedit tweak for, like, lower your input, absolute BS. There's just, like, have a clean install of Windows, get your drivers up to date.
You know the one thing that a lot of gamers don't do? Reinstall your Windows every 6 months or a year.
But it's so hard if they
I know, but it's something you should do to refresh your system. If there's all these services that are building up, just reinstall your Windows.
That's true. There's actually one that I found was a Bluetooth reg setting, though. Really helpful. I had this problem where your Windows, you'd make a new folder on your desktop, and you'd have to refresh your Windows, or Explorer would crash out. And it's actually this Bluetooth setting. It was so annoying. It was this Bluetooth setting in the regedit, and maybe I'll put it in the next video we make, but it actually made my PC normal again. That was a really annoying thing in Windows. I mean, Windows is kind of broken, to be honest.
Well, yeah, no, I've got a video coming up with Brian of testing Linux, properly.
Someone just asked, Brian, could you test Linux?
Yeah, exactly. Because the latency is really good. It doesn't have a lot of these Windows quirks or, like, bugs, but for an everyday system, you really have to dedicate yourself to it.
I mean, I'll do the latency test. That's about it. Yeah. So
I mean, I use Linux at home, but
okay, he uses Linux. There you go, guys. There's actually I mean, I'd love to use Linux. I just got to get video.
Resolve is so much quicker on Linux, like so much quicker.
Oh wow. Okay.
Because the Windows overheads kill performance.
Yeah, well, Windows sucks.
Yeah, everyone knows it.
Yeah, I use Windows and I know it sucks. And because you see what Microsoft's doing, they just keep making Windows suck even more now. So it's like, really frustrating. Anyway, bottom line is, though, if you've got a fresh install of Windows 10, you've sort of if you make it lightweight, which I've got guides on how to make them lightweight very quickly, very fast. Make it lightweight. Turn off your security crap in the BIOS, and if you're on Intel, I personally disable Spectre Meltdown. Then get a low input latency monitor, low input latency mouse. Bang, you're balling. You don't have to go into do some special tweak hack in the regedit, like change this and that and this and that. You're only going to brick your Windows, guys. In the games as well, like use this tweak hack to get your pings lower. It's like, it ain't gonna work, man. Like, science is science, metal's metal, light's light. So you just want to make the pathways as quick as possible, and that's it. So, anyway, Linux, which distribution, Yusuf? I don't know, Yusuf.
Okay, so I use Arch at home because I am I hate myself.
What is Arch at home?
It's just Arch.
Okay.
Arch Linux. It is a pain to set up, but once it's installed, it's better.
Okay.
But on my workstation downstairs, which I've got connected to my 3D printer, I've got Debian, which is also really good.
How many distros are there for this?
Hundreds.
Look at this: Red Hat, Mint,
No, not Red Hat. Red Hat bad. We don't like Red
Arc.
Hat. Ubuntu is really good. It's really easy to use. So if you were to do something, I'd probably get you to do Ubuntu or Mint.
I just want like.
They're both basically.
I just want Linux kick ass. I want to kick some ass. That's it. Like. Arc is better for gaming. Red Hat is dead. Okay, like guys, I don't want to get like I don't even know Linux. I'm just, like so I'm just seeing this. I'm just like
it's a huge rabbit hole, man. You don't want to even start.
all I know is Linux has a much better kernel than Windows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I know. I've researched that. So Linux has a much better kernel than Windows. Windows has this outdated kernel. So it's like, what's going on there? So currently learning Japanese. Hiragana is okay. Haven't started with katakana. Any tips for new learners? Yeah, dude, just go out and talk to Japanese people. That's it. Surround yourself with Japanese. Otherwise, you're not going to learn Japanese, dog. That's just straight up. I mean, unless you're like one of these 1 in a million dudes you see on TV who are like, yeah, I learned a language in 3 weeks. And I don't know, there's something up with that dude's brain because everyone I spoke to is the same thing. You just got to get out there, talk to people, and practice
I've
Japanese.
been learning it as well, but for me, it's not really to read and write. I just want to have like basic conversations. That's all.
So tell me what you've learnt so far.
I mean, I know how to ask for a bus station, a train station, convenience.
Okay,
stores,
ask me where the bus station is in Japanese.
Oh my god. I'm going to embarrass I don't.
Yeah, come on. You said you could do it.
Okay, so it starts with subject. So Eki wa doko?
Eki's a station, yeah. But
Yeah.
it usually means a train
Station, yeah.
Okay.
Wa doko? No, that's it.
Eki Doko. That'll do. Hey, dude, actually, if you said that.
I know, but
I mean, if you said that and you're in Japan, Eki Doko, someone would be like, oh, over there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's it. So you'd be fine, man. So there we go. I'm not going to correct. I'm not going to correct
I've
it.
been learning it for like 4 days though.
That's all right, though. Eki Doko. Yeah. Donation Doco. Where's the donation? Donation Doco. Come on, guys. Where's a donation for me, please? I want to become an e-beggar, actually. That's going to be my... That's going to be
the hot tub there.
Yeah, I got to get the hot tub. Actually, Dadman. Someone requested Dadman get the hot tub. And I got to still pitch that to him, actually. Hey, Dad, we got to get you a hot tub. So we got a 73-year-old man in a hot tub. I think people would like
What
that.
game would he play?
Yeah, overweight. So...
What games would he play? Because you have to be playing a game. That's how you keep.
Oh,
people's
okay. So he's in a hot tub. What games would he play? I'd have no idea.
attention. Like maybe one of those Facebook games. You know those like Candy Crush and
Okay.
those basic browser games.
I showed my Japanese friend your Japanese channel. Oh, ine. Arigato, Marco-san. What will the US-China situation do to GPU prices globally? Yeah, raise them. Simple as that. Learning with a teacher as well and practicing at home.
Yeah.
Not so many Japanese people here in Bulgaria. Yeah, you just have to try and find someone and then just hound them, I guess. And that's kanji right there. Marco, the GPU tuber. He writes kanji with a question mark. I can't read that, dude. I told you I can't read kanji. And he drops a question in kanji for me. My man.
Well, you can't read kanji.
No. I can read like the basic kanji. I think
Oh, when the letters start stacking, I'm like, no.
there's something about a car. That's all I can read. So anyway, I think that's is Marco asking where the train station is in Cantonese or something. Or, I don't know. Anyway, Marco speaks Chinese, guys. So he actually speaks it incredibly good. When we were in Taiwan, yeah, we go into the store and I'm like, yo, Marco, ask about this. And the store clerk's like, yo, this white guy can speak Chinese.
Yeah.
Like they're all shocked at how well he can speak Chinese. I'm shocked as well. So It means where's the bus station? See, I was right on the money. Yeah, I had an inkling.
Car bus.
Well, yeah, because Okay, there we go. I was right on the money. Something about Okay, is a 100 Aussie dollar for a 6500 XT 4 gig second hand a good deal? Nah. I wouldn't buy it personally. I think the 6500 XT is trash. I'd rather have a GTX 1080.
Okay,
8 gig.
so for 100 Aussie dollars, what would you be looking for on Marketplace?
I'd rather look for an RX 580 at least. You can get them cheaper. You can get them for like 70 Aussie dollars. I'd rather get, let's off the top of my head, let's do some brainstorming. Because it depends on like how hard you're going to public vehicle. It's just Med Marco's comment. Depends how hard you want to deal hunt. Like, say for instance, I got a 1066 gig for 60 Aussie dollars.
Yeah.
So I'd go with that over
you
an
think you'd
RX
find
6500 XT.
There's not really a lot of people selling 1070s. They weren't that popular.
I mean, the 6500 XT, the problem with it is it's a broken GPU. I remember playing Apex on that thing, Apex Legends, which is not a heavy game. It's not a heavy game in any way, shape, or form. And I just remember the 6500 XT was a tank session. Like, you just saw your FPS just drop, even in a clutch situation, which is the worst. So if you're playing, this guy's going to rip you up. Your opponent's just going to rip you up and go, what a noob. And it's like, hey, Doug, that wasn't my fault. That was like, it's AMD's fault. Well, actually, it's your fault for buying the 6500 XT and putting it in your system. And so what about the RX 6600 XT? There we go. Much better solution. Yeah. No bottlenecking, great GPU. RX 6600 too.
How much can you get them new? Because I remember that was the meta for buying.
Yeah, RX 6600 should be like under $200 now.
Yeah.
It's a great GPU. Like if you don't know what GPU to get and you just want something decent for 1080p gaming, grab yourself an RX 6600. That's always like just for gaming, right? If you want to do stuff outside that and you want some fancy options and stuff and you want more content creation, maybe look at an RTX 4060 or something like that.
But not if you're trying to flip it. If you're trying to flip it, you need an NVIDIA card. At least in Oz.
That's in Australia.
In Oz.
This is one thing.
It's the same in Canada and maybe the US.
So is it, guys? For you guys who sell PCs, if you're in the chat, do let us know.
Do AMD build sell?
Yeah, do AMD GPUs? I know Ryzen CPUs sell really well. People don't care so much if there's a Ryzen or an Intel CPU. But yes, for flips, it's always an NVIDIA GPU in your build. Otherwise, the build just sits there. It doesn't move. And so... Here in New York, yeah. Okay, so in New York, yes, NVIDIA for flips. Yeah, here in New York. Okay, thanks for that. So that's one person in one state. So if you got some other feedback, do let us know. Because it's just like... it's And, it's like, Brian, it's your fault. You should be promoting AMD GPUs more. And it's like, it's not my fault, man. I'm just a dude.
You're just reporting the market. You're not making the market.
Dude, I'm a dude. I don't have Jensen money. I don't have, even like LTT money. I don't have.
What would you do if you had Jensen money or LTT money?
What's
the first thing you do?
If I had LTT money, I would have. Dude, I'd be on a beach. Like,
what, just a month at a resort?
Yeah, I know. Just like, just be living on the beach, man. That'd be mine. Like, yeah, I would have sold the company a long time ago. Set off into the sunset. That was like just being honest, man. Like, you said he got offered $100 million for his business. I was just like, whoa, dude. Like, come on, you can just start a Rumble or something, and just like hit, like. No,
there's probably something in the contract saying that he can never be in that industry again.
There'd be a non-compete, but that's only usually like 3 or 5 years. Non-competes. They're not that long.
5 years is a long time.
Yeah, but you can make something out. Like, I'm sure, like, if you're subscribed to Linus and you love Linus Tech Tips, I'm sure you're subscribed to the guy rather than the content itself. I know a lot of viewers at Tech Yes City just love... we're not even talking about tech in this live stream half the time.
Oh, what if $100 million is for ownership, but he has to stay employed? Then that's a way worse deal for him, because then he's I
mean, you're going to go down a rabbit hole guessing at what's in the contract, but it should have just been a straight sale, and then maybe a year he has to stay on for a year. That's usually like when you're selling businesses, you have to stay on for a certain time to train up the new staff and stuff like that. It's 1 year. That's usually the deal. 1 year and then 3 or 5 year non-competes. That's when you sell a business. That's how it goes. I loved how authentic and uncensored you were with your recent chat with Jufus. You seem like a good bloke. Oh yeah, dude. I went on Frame Chaser's live stream. We had a live stream. That was so cool because yeah, it's just like, man, you just want to chat, man. Like if there's topics, let's just be honest about them. Let's just have a chat. And why censor yourself? Because my train of thought was censoring yourself. Like I censor myself on YouTube for words because I don't want to be demonetized and whatnot. But in terms of my topics and my opinions, I don't censor that because the main reason for that is if you start doing that, then that's going to be a trend that sets off. And so the next guy is going to censor himself. And so what you get is you're going to, what do they call it? The 1984 Orwellian. You're just heading straight there where a group of people have a massive amount of power over people when it should be the opposite. The people should have their voice and talk about things they want to talk about. And then the popular opinion comes from people making up their own minds and going, hey, I agree with that. I think this dude's right. That's a good opinion. Instead, what we get now is just a lot of hate and no debating. You know, I went back through YouTube, and you can go back through it, guys. You can go back through YouTube and watch these debates in the 1960s and the 1970s. My goodness, I watched them. Like, I actually am very interested in these debates because it's just like they don't insult each other and they point out things where they feel the other person's wrong, and you learn a lot from both sides. And it's like, man, what happened to society in the last 50 years? It's insane. So you just got like this I call it devolution in intellect.
Devolution.
Yeah, devolution in intellect. And it shows. But like, I'm not going to hold back. Like, I'm going to keep being a larrikin and have fun because you can't be stressed. Don't be stressed. Stress and anxiety are your two worst enemies in life, and try to eliminate them any way possible. If you got those two things lingering around, they're only going to be detrimental to your own health. So that's why I love my old man, because he just doesn't care about any stress. He's just like always making a joke, always laughing, even if it's at his own expense, but he doesn't care. And so always try to have a laugh. And so I got to get back to doing that. Like I want to laugh more on stream, but a lot of these topics today were like train wreck topics. 14th gen train wreck.
I think that's just the state of the industry a little
Yeah,
bit.
train wreck. Yeah, that's it. State of the tech industry right now, train wreck. Which is why I've been nothing more than happy getting back to use content because it's just so much fun. It's like, well,
the time is now more than ever.
Time is now more than ever. It's like, I mean, like I want to rush. Like I've got a 14th gen 4900K coming. But I want to rush the review. I don't even want to.
Did we end up getting a i5? Because that's where the
but no. Even then, I'm gonna check out a 12600K and just be like, don't buy anything else if you're just a gamer. You don't need it. Save your money. But yeah, we got 5001 again. Thanks, brother. You translated that. I'll just say it in Korean. Thank you. But there aren't many people who say done, so I'll just say done as Korea's representative. May your broadcast always be full of peace and joy. My man. This broadcast is full of peace and joy. What's can you translate his name? I want to get his name. Give him a shout out there. What a cool dude. Dude, if you're in the Gold Coast, I'd have a beer with you, man. We can talk Korean. I talk Korean.
Do you know Korean? How much Korean do you know?
I learnt a word.
Okay. How do you say where's the bus station in Korean?
Oh, he got me. He got me good.
It goes both ways.
I might actually pull up a little side translate here on Google. Okay. Oh, so Marco translated. Marco's really quick in chat. Your life sucks unless you learn to laugh at just about everything. There we go. Extreme Zone 987's got it right on. Justin Korean, yeah.
Maybe Justin? I don't know.
Justin Korean, yeah. That's okay. Justin, that's his name. I call him Justin. What's up, Justin? Thanks, man. Yeah, just in time. GPU price is cheap again. No one trusted GPUs. 2080 Ti, 200 Aussie dollars. Whoa. You got a 2080 Ti for 200 Aussie dollars? That is a crazy good deal. Wow, I thought I was good getting one for like 300 and something Aussie. I was like, yeah, that's boss. But that is a good deal, my man. 208 AUD for a 2080 Ti is solid.
All
Wow.
working?
Yeah, well, I'd assume, like, who's going to buy a broken GPU and boast about it? Like, that's...
Well, I mean, like, if you order it off eBay, you know, you don't know until you've got it.
Okay. The Ryzen 7 5800X 3D is doing great. No need to upgrade for me. Exactly. Hey, it's like, I feel like this is the first time in tech history, for me personally anyway, where I just have no desire to upgrade at all. GPU or CPU. It's just, there's no, like, I just don't want to upgrade. It's just like, there's no need for it. Like, I turn the settings down in my games to get 4K 120 hertz and I'm happy. Like, the games on low settings look great. And people talk about graphics. Oh my God, we need better graphics. We need better graphics. Like, no, like, I play a game for the gameplay and the graphics are fine now. We're at a level where graphics are fine. You don't need any better graphics. You need good gameplay. So make better games. And I think actually in 2023, games have been getting really good. I've been enjoying games a lot more this year than any other year in like the past probably 10 years.
But is it
5
also
years?
a little bit of burnout from just going too hard on the content and wanting a little bit of a break?
Yeah, I mean, there's some element there, but
Or the games are just better this year?
I don't know. Had to get, like, guys, I had to, like, I'm going to be honest, had to check myself into Mojo Rehab.
Oh, here we go again.
See, so that's what I was telling Yusuf. Sometimes you check into Mojo Rehab, but you don't check out. And you got to make sure you check out because you got to get shit done.
All weekend at PAX, just Brian's going on about Mojo Rehab.
Yeah.
Mojo Rehab. Every booth we're at. Yeah, guys, I'm just at Mojo Rehab.
Yeah, because they're asking me, why don't you want to cover my booth? And I'm like, so anyway, they say, can you do a video for us? Can you cover my booth? And I said, guys, you don't understand.
I'm on Mojo Rehab.
Yeah, I'm on Mojo Rehab. You don't understand, okay? You don't just go into Mojo Rehab and then go check straight out. That's not how it works. You check into Mojo Rehab, you know, have a few lols, establish a bit of a relaxation routine, then you check out when you're ready to check out. So I'm just about ready to check out, or I actually started checking out a Mojo Rehab recently. So yeah, it's it. There's no burnout, there's no feeling down or any of that crap. It's just I got to check into Mojo Rehab, man. You got to get the passion back. So you guys are going to see a lot more stupid stuff coming in the videos. This is just plain and simple. So get ready for those crazy intros again because they're coming back. So I actually got a really good one coming for the 14900K. I got it all mapped out in my head. You're going to love it, guys. So make sure you stay tuned for the 14900K review because it's actually some funny thing. I found this article of an interview with the Intel engineer. And that was shocking. Like, I was like, whoa, okay. People were giving me crap in the comments section on my latency video. Yeah, well, that confirmed. Like, it's like, there we go. Anyway. Yeah, but, okay. Well, if I start playing Baldur's Gate 3 now, the whole day is lost for me. Exactly. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I think actually a lot of people lost track of time. I wonder how many jobs in the world, like how many people got fired from due to Baldur's Gate 3. I guarantee you that some people got fired from due to Baldur's Gate 3.
I want to know the statistic of how many sick days were called directly because of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, see, that would be some of the coolest statistics. That would be like worth Baldur's Gate need to tally that up. Hey guys, we're just doing a survey. Were you fired from your job due to Baldur's Gate 3? Yes, no. I almost fired myself. And then will be me forever. Hey, Will, what's cracking, brother? He's in chat. Double down on the baked beans. Oh, dude, if I ate 2 cans of baked beans in a day, oh man, this place would be a fire hazard.
It's bad enough with one.
Dude, it would be a fire hazard. It'd be flammable in here. Like, seriously, man. Yeah, I wouldn't double down on baked beans. 1 can's enough every day. So, can you share a link to the interview? Okay, after the chat, I'll find the interview and I'll put it in the description for you guys that want to have a read of it. It's actually really good. Yeah, I'm surprised no one else has talked about it yet because it's a goldmine of information. And in ways it kind of corroborates my story. And really glad I read that. Really glad I read that because some people in the comments would make it sound like, give you this whole different argument and different spill. And they always start the sentence off with... You
always called it how you saw it and it's turned out to be right.
The thing is, it's like, you know, it always starts off. You can always tell when you're communicating with someone extremely intelligent. They always start off with the sentence, "You're an idiot," or "You don't know what you're talking about." This guy. There's always those words, and it's like, yeah, cool. We're gonna have a great conversation here, aren't we? Like, so yeah, I don't reply to those I just ignore them because it's just not even worth your time. You're going nowhere. You're just like, you might as well just go to this wall behind you and go, "Hey, wall, how you doing?" And you're just gonna get no response because there's no point. What are your thoughts on the state of Starfield game and its launch? I felt it was disappointing when I saw 3 NPCs that were identical to my energy weapons specialist. Yeah, I mean, we just covered Starfield just before in today's live stream. We actually covered this exact topic. But in terms of the actual game, I haven't got time to play it. That's the main thing. I don't want to get into another game because of Baldur's Gate 3. It literally, like, I'm serious. Out of all the games I've played in recent years, that almost ruined me. It was very addictive. I don't want to get into another game. Actually, the only game I'm playing right now is Fortnite, and the reason I like Fortnite a lot is that I don't get addicted to it. It's just like, okay, I played 1 or 2 games of it. I'm bored. I'm done for the day, and I play it with my son.
Yeah, you
and but it's I enjoy it. Like, I enjoy it. It's just not addictive, and so that's kind of what I like about Fortnite. It's just not addictive, and it's a game. So it's the only game that I've got on my main system at the moment. I've uninstalled everything else because don't have the temptation there. And so Konyo's saying Starfield is the most boring game ever. Like, dude, I mean, I've played, like,
It's very Fallout-esque.
But
If you like Fallout, then...
But then again, Bethesda is known for making hit or miss with story. Like, they either make a really good story or they either just make the biggest miss you've ever... Like, I mean, I found Fallout 4 boring. Really. Was that just me? Or was Fallout 4 just extremely boring?
It was repetitive after...
Yeah. So I played about 8 hours. And I'm like, wow, I'm just so bored. Like, see you later. So I checked myself out of that game. The start was really good. Same with Sky. I played it for like an hour and then I just got bored.
Then you haven't really scratched the surface.
Okay, so it's good. You like it?
Skyrim was really good, yeah.
Okay, so I just played Skyrim for benchmarking. Yeah, I mean, it looked fun. I just never got around to it because I was so addicted to Dota 2 and Heroes of New Earth, which were MOBAs. And like, I was actually kind of at that stage, kind of at pro level in HON. So I really wanted to play Heroes of New Earth because I was playing with all the top players. It was just a lot of fun. Like, dude, Heroes of New Earth, if you guys remembered Heroes of New Earth, man, the voice chat on that, like, you see the voice chat, but you see people whinging on Twitter about voice chat on COD and stuff. Oh, you've heard nothing. Like, you guys have heard nothing unless you've heard Heroes of New Earth voice chat. Oh, it was amazing. Like, funny. I just laughed my ass off. My teammates were just, like, going at it, dude. Like, unbelievable. And, yeah, Heroes of New Earth VC. I wish someone saved clips from some Heroes of New Earth VC, hey. Because it had Samuel L. Jackson voice over. Like, dude, it was an original game. It had the Samuel L. Jackson announcer pack. And when you get First Blood, it literally says, like, First Blood mother. Like, yeah, in his voice. Like, it's a sick game. Like, Heroes of New Earth was a sick game. It was so good. It was so original. Like, they did the voice chat and the voice, and people in the voice chat. It was just a wild game. It was the Wild West. And I just laughed at it because I just thought it was hilarious. I find all that crap funny, eh? People let it get to them. It's like some dude you don't even know just talking crap about you on the internet. Just laugh at it. 2001 again. Justin, use Google. Use Google. You can do it and replace a broken AMD. And I replaced a broken AMD. What broke? What AMD broken? Justin? Was Tech Yes Immortal in HON? Yeah, I got to Immortal. There you go. I was like
Is that the rank?
Well, I got to 1900 in the 19. There was an MMR system back when I was serious about it. It was like I got to 1900 and something, which was really up there. It was huge. And then I remember I got a crappy monitor and my MMR tanked. So that's input. That's where I started going hard on input latency because input latency is so important. That's why I realized I was like, why am I just playing bad? You get an Immortal. That's five kills in a row. Yeah, just like Dota 2's Immortal. And you get an IMO. 15 waves in HON. Was it 15-0? I forgot. Was it 15 kills, 0 deaths? I forgot what it was. But yeah, those were the times, man. They had the baby announcer pack too. So when you killed someone, they turned into a baby and started crying and threw a dummy. Oh, dude, the amount of one time I heard a dude just smash up his whole thing, and then the voice chat cut. It's just you hear smashing, and then the voice just chat. Yeah, and then the guy DQs. So, yeah, you'll only get that on Hon, man. You only get that on Hon. It was funny. Some people, I don't know if anyone remembers Hon because it was actually more of a niche game, but that was a really cool game. Steve from Hub and TYC Fortnite dubs. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to play 1v1, Steve.
What?
On Fortnite, yeah, because we used to play.
This is an official challenge.
I used to play StarCraft 2, man, with him. But we got to do a 1-on-1. It's gonna be 1v1, man. You can't just beat around the bush and do this. And actually, I could do duos, him and his kid versus me and my kid.
Oh, that'd be good.
That'd be cool, man. Yeah, whatever, build, no build, whatever he wants.
Wait, how do you? Because you play zero build mostly, don't you?
I enjoy zero build the most. Yeah, buildings is just annoying because it's just
it's way too sweaty.
It's too sweaty. Yeah, it's too sweaty, man. It's too sweaty. It's just shotguns. That's all it is. Shotguns, fly, shotgun,
Shotgun.
Yeah, shotgun, fly. That's all it is. Yeah. But I like zero build's really cool because you can use a lot of different items.
How do you 1v1 in zero build?
Whatever, just 1v1. So Yusuf is looking too red. I thought I was looking too red. It's starting to get a bit hot here.
Oh, is it just your lobster camera?
He's a man of color, so.
Well, okay, no, we've had issues with Sony in the past where skin tones become very red. So
I'm gonna start utilizing Yusuf's color to try and get some more views for the channel. So hey, YouTube, we got a man of color here, and we're not getting enough views.
So if I host a video, do you automatically get more views?
Hopefully. So we'll just say, look, he's a man of color. If he's not getting enough, the channel's not getting any more views, we're going to call YouTube racist. Do you guys agree? Let us know in the comments. I think that's something we've got to talk about. So Hub Steve is crazy cracked in Fortnite building. You are just going to get owned. Oh, okay. I give him a go. Okay, I got to give Steve a crack at Fortnite. Brian, why are your ears so red? Yeah, it's just hot. They were cold before, but we got surrounded by EF. So we just sounded.
So we went from maybe
it would have been 20 degrees.
18 outside. Yeah. So it was around 18 in here, right? And now we've got what? Maybe
26.
400 watts of
20.
light.
Yeah, 26.
Pointed at us.
26 degrees. So it was an 8-degree flick in temps. So we don't. Do we need all these lights on?
Probably not. I just turned on your.
Yeah. Okay. Here, turn them off. Let's go. There we go. Wait, is that all of them? There we go. That's going to cool things down a bit. Hopefully my ears won't be as...
Hopefully the white balance is fine.
No, you're going to watch the ears. The ears will be red now, and then the ear going to go back to its white color. That'll probably be in the next 10 minutes. No, it's just too hot. If it gets too hot, man, my ears start going red. So
you see the purple filter on your OLED that you were talking about in Japan.
Yeah. So...
Only without light, though.
Okay. I'm also a man of color. There we go, Kanye. That's it, brother. You got to, so I'm a man of color now too. My ears are red. So, Brian, hey, Brian, how are you? You think a 5600 plus 3080 combo is nice for the next 2 to 3 years? Yeah, absolutely. That's fine. I mean, yeah.
3080 is good for 1440p, really good.
Yeah. So actually, no, aircon. I'm not going to turn on my aircon. I've actually gone.
Oh, this summer is going to be bad because we're not even in summer and it's been pretty bad sometimes.
I didn't turn on my aircon in 2021 once. Not heater, not cooler. So I try to go lean, guys. I mean, I'm the kind of dude who just I'll wind down my windows in my car if it's really hot. I just don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care a whole lot about, except Taiwan.
That was bad. Oh my god. No. Okay, so I packed for cold weather because everyone's like, oh, it's going to be Japan. It's going to be cold weather. It's going to be winter. The entire week, it was just wife beater and windbreaker on top because it was raining and it was hot. That's it.
Yeah, Taiwan was horrendously bad. My goodness,
Is it
guys.
always like that?
I don't know. Like Marco's trying to say it's sometimes like that. I just don't know. I've been like it was the worst. It was the worst Computex in terms of temperatures. It was the worst by far. It like the other times I've been to Taiwan, it's just been steamy. Like that was just like 9 a.m. We walked out of the hotel, and after 2 minutes, just drenched in sweat, just dripping. Like
when we went to the sauna, we were sweating. And then some of the nights, it was nearly that bad, that amount of sweat.
Yeah, it affected the amount of free company beverages I could drink. Like seriously, I was affected. I couldn't even drink as much as I'd usually drink. Because usually, guys, because at Taiwan, right, these companies like all the MSIs and Gigabytes and ASRoCs, they all host these parties in Taiwan. And they're all free drinks. And it's like when you tell an Australian dude free drinks. Yeah, free drinks. We go the extra mile. We really make sure we get drunk for free drinks. So that's kind of what we did.
Wait, no. If you're sweating more, doesn't that mean you get rid of your alcohol? Because don't you sweat out alcohol?
Alcohol dehydrates you though. Like I mean, I just
true. You get double dehydrated, so you need a drink more.
I just felt I couldn't drink as much. It was just like it was bad, dude. And that's what I was saying. Like it was so hot, I just couldn't drink that much.
I still have that photo from the first day, where we were going up to the train station from the hotel, and you were dripping. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, we'll actually post that. We'll post that on Twitter. How bad it was. We'll post a photo of it. It was so bad, guys. I have not like been in that kind of weather in at least a long time. I can't remember the last time I was in that kind of heat. So Australia is great. Was it the second driest continent on the Earth? Followed like Antarctica is just dry because there's nothing there. But like, yeah, Australia's really dry, so I kind of prefer it. And that's Australia's got dry weather, but I just prefer dry weather because that's just me. Humidity's a killer. Anyway, yes, man. Do you think HEDT is still important for video editors when nowadays even desktop platforms go up to 16 cores and 128, 256 gigabytes of RAM? Yeah, so I think HEDT is irrelevant. That's my personal opinion. Unless you're like editing maybe 8K videos, I don't know. This is where I don't know because I don't edit 8K videos. If you're editing 8K videos, perhaps that's where HEDT will start to be much more relevant. If you're editing 4K videos, the mainstream desktops is where it's at. It's so good.
Also depends on the codec of your video. If it supports being decoded by GPU, like red footage, black magic footage, ProRes, then you should be fine with a consumer grade CPU.
Yeah. So we also got some. It's gonna get hot soon in Australia. Got to bring Spusive back to Taiwan and cool off. Okay, I'll send. I'll ship you off to Taiwan.
You're not coming with?
No, man, I'm not coming with. I'm staying in Oz, bro. May is almost summer. Summer is humid, but La Nina is over, so it's more humid and rain.
Do you prefer hot weather, like really hot, or really cold?
I prefer in between.
No, I mean,
if I had to choose one.
Yeah.
So how cold are you talking?
Like shivering cold, or like
0 degrees. 0 degrees or what?
No, 0 is like.
I would rather hot than 0 degrees.
No,
I hate it. Like,
I'd say like 10 degrees or 35 degrees.
I prefer 10 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the same. I prefer cold.
Like I love Australian winter. Australian like Gold Coast winter is like the best. It's so good.
Because it's so easy to escape winter. You can just bundle up. You can chuck on the heater.
Yeah, but if
you can go around a campfire, but the heat, there's only so many layers you can take off.
But Japan's winter is harsh, man. Yeah. I struggle.
Summer's also like really humid.
Yeah. So. Japan's weather kind of sucks. I mean, anyway, thoughts on P10? So, hello, I'm watching your stream from the beginning. Hello, brother. Thanks for tuning in. I love it.
We'll see you in half an hour. No, how long have we been live? Half an hour, 35 minutes.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see you in half an hour live.
Yeah, there you go. So there it is. I don't even know what Yusuf's talking about. Why?
He's watching it from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
He's 35 minutes behind us.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, I thought he said he's just here and he's been watching the stream from the beginning.
Maybe. I don't know.
Which way would you guys interpret that? Thoughts on P510 ThinkStation V4 Xeon for a video editing rig, considering price and modularity. Now I have a Ryzen 5 5600 32 gig and an RX 6750 XT. The thing is, are you having any troubles with your current config? That's the question I got to ask you. And what application are you using for video editing? Because, and also how many cores is the Xeon?
Up to 8 cores.
I'd stick with what he's got now.
Yeah.
Like, it depends. Like,
oh, wait, no, they've got a SKU with up to 22.
oh, okay. Yeah, if you're going for massive cores and you need the massive cores, it just depends on what you do. I like the V4 Xeons.
Well, see, the thing is, you will know if you need it. If you're like video editing and you've got Task Manager open and you see new CPU pinned at 100%, you need an upgrade. But if you don't, then you don't preempt it.
I would go for like an Enjo sample 10900K. Like, that's just me.
That's what I've got.
Yeah.
I go for like 200 Aussie.
Yeah, you can get them really cheap. That's for my video editing meta is 10th gen right now. That's for me personally. So
10 cores, 20 threads is more than enough.
yeah, 10 cores, 20 threads, and get that GPU optimization cracking, and that's what it is. So
it really depends on your footage, because I edit before I even got this i9. I had the i5 10600K, not overclocked at all, and I was editing 6K Blackmagic RAW. No problem. 6K, 60 FPS, 10-bit.
Okay.
It's not a problem. Really depends on what footage you've got.
Isn't ES1200 LGA just really low frequency?
Yes.
Initially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have the turbo clocks of the retail sample. The retail goes up to 5.3. This one only goes up to 3.8. There's basically no turbo. But you lock in a 5.1 gigahertz overclock and you're golden.
But they're unlocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. There you go. So if they're unlocked, it's pretty good. I mean, personally, I just...
That's what we do it. You heard the beeps.
But they're early silicon. That's the thing. So it's going to be like, for me, the
Could
ES...
be hit or miss.
Yeah, the biggest thing with an ES, especially if it's going to be a main CPU, is that it's going to be... The CPU is naturally aspirated. I love that comment. It's true. There's no turbo, bro.
Wait, how do you get forced induction on it?
Well, you're adding a supercharger on it. So yeah, that's what you're doing. Well, that's what you're doing. Yeah, true. That'd be cool if he did a car build. Yeah, he's got to do something like that.
Mini RTX, but half the case is just a supercharger.
Yeah. Okay, so what we got here, Justin says, High Tech City, should we expect any rise in GPU prices in coming months, years? In years, yes. In coming months, it looks like at the moment, guys, there is an oversupply of those RTX 3000 series chips still. You guys read that article. I read that article last year. EVGA quit business because they ordered too many RTX 3000 silicon. They just ordered too much. And then I think that, I don't know what happened behind the scenes there, because everyone, even at Taiwan, everyone was tight-lipped about it. I tried to find out as much as I could so I could share it with you guys. But there was a real big business disagreement between NVIDIA and EVGA. And I think, with my senses, would put it down to they ordered too much RTX 3000 silicon. They reneged on the agreement. This is going to be my guess. They reneged on the agreement. They're not taking delivery of those GPUs. NVIDIA's stuck with a crap ton of GPUs. And so NVIDIA's going for suing them because they broke the contract.
Yeah,
and
there were rumors of them getting sued.
And so what do you do? Now, this is me playing into my chess brain. You guys can disagree, agree. I'd love to read your comments. But what happens when you have the threat of litigation and you know you've messed up? Well, you put yourself out of business. Right? That's what? You're a limited liability. Look at it. Limited liability. When you're a company, limited liability.
Why let somebody else bankrupt you and take your assets when you can bankrupt yourself and take your own assets?
Yeah. Why let someone else bankrupt you when you can just drag the process out in court, just drag it out in court, and then milk the company while that's happening? Just sort of thing everything, deleverage everything, let it all go, and then bang, game's over.
Just to answer that question, GPU prices on the new market are going to skyrocket. On the used market, I don't think they're going to go up. I think they're going to stay around the same, because they're not going to come down like they should, but they're not going to go up. I don't think.
So I just think, EVGA played 4D chess. Exactly, but they reneged on an agreement at the end of the day. But I mean, they got sucked into it, right? They probably thought the crypto boom was never going to end. And that's the thing, they did. They thought, them and a lot of other people thought it was never going to end. It was always just going to be sweet sailing, money printers are going to stay on forever. But then the Fed realized, wow, inflation's getting really bad, really quick. We're going to kind of pause the printers. That's what the Fed did. They paused the printers. And look what just pausing the printers did. It caused a massive bust in crypto, which was just fueled by funny money. And now the interest rates are going up, but you still got the same problem. The governments need to spend more money. So that's where a lot of your inflation is going to come from, government spending. And you're seeing those like $60 billion a day. That's highly inflationary. And you're still going to have people out there who do have the capacity to borrow, and they're still going to borrow even at higher interest rates, and they're going to fuel more inflation. And then you've got no more economies of scale, guys. And that's done. NVIDIA and all these TSMCs and stuff like that, look at how they're scaling. TSMC is building foundries in Japan, but they're not going to get any price advantages by doing that. So your economies of scale is pretty much finished. And so what that means is you're just left with money printing, which means the actual prices in nominal terms are just going to go up. It's that simple now. So your GPUs, and you've already seen it, RTX 4090 is $1,600 USD. If you go back to the Titan when it was first released, I remember that was $1,000 card. Wasn't that $1,000 US? The original Titan was $1,000. Now you've got a RTX 4090 for $1,600, and it's considered normal. And so that's just how the game's played. Inflation, inflation, inflation. And the governments, they do three things really well. They lie, they tax, and they inflate. And that's all they do. Three things. And inflation is considered a tax. So the governments just lie, tax, and tax. And that's what people really like. And at the end of the day, the average person, the average Joe, is the last guy in the chain to benefit from inflation. In other words, they don't benefit at all. They're the guys who are getting, if you don't understand what's that joke again? If you don't understand the product or service,
if you don't understand the service, you're probably the product or something.
Yeah, if you don't understand what the service is, then you're it. I think that's it. Yeah, if you don't understand inflation, then I guarantee you're getting hammered by inflation. Yeah. And that's the thing. I knew something was wrong in 2020, so I buckled down and refreshed all my knowledge of finance, and I've still been doing that. And the best thing you'll do to help your life is to go get The Creature from Jekyll Island, that book.
Yeah, if the service is free, you're the product.
Yeah, if the service is free, you are the product there. Thanks, Marco. And so, yeah, and that's the thing. If you guys want the best sort of advice you can get, go get The Creature from Jekyll Island. Edward G. Griffin. Best book I've ever read in my life. It just connected all the dots, and it just shows you continually, historically, example after example of all the BS these governments and big corporates and everything else and central banks, they spin all this crap, and it's just the same thing all the time. It's inflation. Average person gets suckered in, and that's like after I read that book, I was like, yep. Just going to go focus on real assets now. That's all I'm going to do. Something you can hold in your hand, it's yours. That's it. Just stick with real assets and you're good to go, guys. But yeah, we'll make some finance content as well on the channel. I'll get around to that soon. I've just been actually quite busy behind the scenes with something quite big. Perhaps I'll make a behind the scenes vlog on it because it's not related to tech, like at all. It's
just like a personal project.
It's a personal project. Yeah, it's not related to tech at all.
I'll probably vlog it.
Behind the scenes, we'll give it a shot, see if the viewers like it, see if the members like it. So yeah, because I do BTC vlogs where I just talk about like Bitcoin. Why am I thinking about Bitcoin? I don't touch Bitcoin. I have no Bitcoin, guys. I have no Bitcoin. I swear to God, I have no Bitcoin.
Behind the scenes, BTS.
Yeah, BTS. So I don't know why I said BTC. That's just Anyway, is that. So,
name of the book?
The Creature from Jekyll Island. So just, I'll type it in. Hold the mic. We're fixing this monitor setup next time. It is so bad because it's like a 1080p monitor.
Well, I told you to get a couch like 4 days ago. Yeah. Then we would have been able to set up a proper live stream set. But
Creature from Jekyll Island.
We'll do it next time.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, that one's not even big brain power. That's like different league power.
Have you got that book here, or is it in Japan?
It's in Japan, but I've read it all. So yeah, it's Edward G. Griffin is just like in another league. He's like that guy. People saying this and that for president. Edward G. Griffin should be president. So yeah. Anyway, best gaming PC under $250 in India. I would have no idea, dude. The best gaming PC under $250 is going to be the one that has the best performance under $250. You think mining come again soon? Nah, I think crypto mining is pretty much done. I mean, sure, if the bottom line is we're at a stage now that's so dangerous in terms of thanks Marco. Thanks Marco. It's like, dude, like, why does he come in here and spams his best gaming PC under like what? Anyway,
once is enough.
Yeah. So I just had the biggest brain fart on live streams. This is why I don't like live streaming sometimes. Yeah, this is what I mean. What was I talking about before that comment thing just completely distracted me? Yeah, chill out, bro.
Oh, mining.
Okay, yeah, mining. Exactly. Crypto mining. So this is the thing about crypto mining now, because if you look at the financial conditions, because of what's going on with interest rates now, the highest the pace they've ever been raised in history. You look at what's going on with government regulations. You look at what's going on with, in general, just product supply chains worldwide, and how things are just getting more expensive. I think in order to have a crypto boom, you need there to be low demand for cash. But right now, there's actually a high demand for cash, believe it or not, because the interest rates reflect that. It's actually much higher than it was in 2019. So you need money to be worthless. And it's basically the way it's going is that there's actually a high demand for cash because the interest rates reflect that. Everyone wants cash. But the problem is the governments are helping print out more and more of it now at an exponential pace. So if you have the conditions for a crypto boom the next time around, it's going to be the last thing you should worry about is getting a GPU, because food prices will go up through the roof. Now, there's another book that I'm reading. I actually left the book in Japan, unfortunately, but imagine this, right? In Austria, this is before the Weimar inflation, right? Before the Weimar inflation in Austria, it was actually Austria that had like pretty much hyperinflation before Weimar. So in Austria, they actually had some form of hyperinflation. Food prices went up 40-fold. So let that sink in. Imagine going to get your groceries and you say...
So let's do an example. Milk and bread.
So milk and bread. Say they're $5 for milk and bread right now. 40 times. $200 for your milk and bread. Yeah. Imagine that. Yeah. Imagine that, right? Yeah. Imagine that. And that happened in Austria. Let that sink in. That happened in Austria before Weimar Republic.
Yeah, no, that just hit me how bad that is.
Now, in hindsight, and this is what the book goes in, it wouldn't be $200 for baked beans, $40 for a can of baked beans. Actually, no, $20 for a can of baked beans. So I would survive. I could survive that because I love baked beans. And $20, look, I could take a hit. One can of baked beans a day. I'd just be like, there'd be no more guns. Like, these things would disappear. So look, these things would disappear, guys. They'd be off the channel. I'd be skinny. I'd be a baked bean myself.
Would be skinny.
Yeah.
Maybe the viewers' eyes would be skinny, so it would look normal.
But this is why, like, for me, when I was reading that book, it sunk in. 40x increase in prices of food. Now, why it really sunk in was because I've been to Austria before, and it's a beautiful country. I love Austria. I actually had a lot of fun there, and that was just, Austria felt in ways. Like, it felt similar to the Gold Coast, the weather when I was there. I don't know what it was, but obviously the buildings were very different in architecture and stuff like that, but I got kind of like a little bit of a comfortable vibe there. Yeah. And so it really hit hard when I was reading this book and going, whoa, okay, 40 times your food prices. So you couldn't afford to live. Like, and a lot of Austrians in that era could not afford to live. And it was very hard on them. And this is what they said. People were selling their homes just to eat. They were selling their homes just to eat a meal. And in hindsight, they shouldn't have sold that house, because that house ended up powering through all the inflation. It ended up being a solid investment. So that's kind of like the sad news about Austria and the 40x inflation before the Weimar Republic. And it was one thing that's as far as I got up to the book, because they wanted to show the precursor on why that happened. But again, it came down to governments, reckless spending, printing too much money, destroying. It basically boiled down to governments. That was the first example on why the currency started to get ruined. So there you go. And in every example I've read of hyperinflation, it's always been the governments that have done it. And their control with central banks, printing too much money. It's that simple. They destroy the currency. They destroy people's savings. They destroy people's wealth and all that stuff. So, yeah. Anyhow, guys, any more questions? You guys, I mean, the finance, we just go on and on and on. I love it.
I live in Australia. I don't want to buy a new PC. Do you have a shop? Not yet. Maybe.
I will. Like, I do endeavor to. I'm going to use the word endeavor. I do endeavor to have a shop. Yeah. I
mean, we'll do a build for you if you reach out.
Yeah, if you reach out, I'll have a build. Just let me know your budget, dude. I'll hit you up and give you a good build. That's for sure. I'll take care of you too. Like,
we do it for anyone who asks.
Yeah,
but
if you watch the channel, I do take care of people who watch the channel better than I would just like a random sale. So yeah, happy to help, man. Just send me an email. So it should be on my info page. And Gamtree. Yeah, we'll get back to good old Gamtree, guys. Mate. How much you want for that GTX 1080? You reckon you'd take $80 for her?
You haven't been doing the.
I'm going to get back to
that spam call, and then it turned out to maybe not be a spam call.
He
said, was like actually asking for you.
Dude, it said suspected. Every time it said suspected spam. So anyway, guys, I got a call on my phone before, and it said suspected like spam. So whenever that happens, I go the extra mile and just troll the guy calling me, because I just.
You were just going, hello.
Yeah, hello, like. I was being a total idiot. Anyway, the guy ended up just hanging up. He's like, "Is this Brian?" And I'm like, "Hey," and then he just hung up the phone. So I still like the Bogan more. Okay, we'll get the Bogan out. That's what everyone. Actually, a lot of requests for the $100 flip up challenge and the Bogan in the parts hunts. Like actually the two most requested things. So we're gonna get back to that, guys. You guys want it at Tech Air City. You guys want it, you're going to get it. And that's going forward. I hear with the used stuff as well. And what do you think about rumors of a super refresh from... Yeah, we already talked about it on this live stream. I think they're going to give you a super, and I think it's going to be pretty decent. Especially if they can deliver it at the same price points.
Yeah, it depends on price. You don't want to be
paying
too much for it.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm actually kind of enthusiastic about the super. I mean, look, I'm going to, like, to be honest... Out of all the products I've used in the last year in my personal life, right? Outside of reviewing the products and trying to be as unbiased and neutral as possible, NVIDIA is the only product I have in my studio that doesn't give me headaches. That's like, I mean, there I said it, you know. People just, there's so much hate on NVIDIA, but I've used NVIDIA products for actually quite a while. Every time I've used them,
I've had a full video on why you couldn't use that AMD card.
I tried. Like, I actually legitimately just tried to use this.
Every year or so, you tend to say, okay, I'm giving AMD a chance, and then something goes wrong, and you say, no, we'll go back to what I know.
Yeah, well, it's just, I mean, Jensen won line. It just works. Like, at least he's honest in that part, you know? Just works. It does. The NVIDIA cards do work phenomenally well. So I'm actually looking forward to the super videos.
For professional use. For gaming, you can do whatever's best value.
I mean, yeah, but even then, like if you're flipping, and then there's the flipping. It's like NVIDIA is all I know at this point in time, because when you're flipping a PC, you have an NVIDIA card in there. And when I'm using my personal rig, I got an NVIDIA card in there. And the thing is, the 7800 XT, I really liked it. I said that in my review. So...
It's just a challenge when Battlemage hits.
Dude, Battlemage is just like, I'm gonna be honest, like Intel, man, I think their GPU division will go out of business, man. Like, I'm just saying that. Like, they're talking a big talk, but at the end of the day, that company is controlled by investors, not by Intel, not by Pat Gelsinger. Pat Gelsinger is just singing the tune of the board of directors who are nominated by investors, and he's probably gone soon. Like, my prediction is Pat Gelsinger is going to be gone soon.
Did you see how I don't remember what framework it was, but I'm pretty sure it was DX11. There's no DX11 support, so what they do is they emulate it through Vulkan, and that's why the performance is just garbage. I'm just saying, like, Who thought that was a good idea? Just say, hey, we don't have support for these games.
Yeah.
I'd rather do that instead of a janky workaround.
Well, instead of it crashing every 2 minutes. Yeah. So, I mean, like, Intel's, like, I think their GPU division, I mean, you guys can be hopeful for it, but like I said, I'm just going to tell you guys straight up, I think Intel's in a big hole of, like, SHIT when it comes to their GPUs. Like, I tried one of their GPUs, and I gave it a good run, and it was just bad, man. Like, that was my... And there's no way of sugarcoating it. I mean, I want them to compete. The thing is, I want Intel to compete. But then I see 14th gen, and I'm just... Wow. Like, if you couldn't drop the bar any lower, you couldn't lower the standard, you thought it couldn't get any worse, 14th gen's it. Like, this is apparently a new generation, but it's not. It's a refresh. It's just a straight refresh. They've never done that before, I don't think. Have they? Like... Have they ever done just a straight refresh but said it's a new generation?
First gen, second gen was big. Second to third big.
It was different. It was different.
Fourth gen big. Fourth gen was
but like
tick. But
I'm saying a new generation where something's the same. I know. I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to think.
6 to 7 maybe? But wasn't that different?
No, that was different.
6,000, 6,700, 7,700K maybe? But that was higher speeds.
6 to 7. It has
like much higher speeds, higher speeds, wasn't it?
Much higher speeds.
Yeah, but wasn't 6 to 7 like much higher speeds? So I guess you could call that like a new generation. Maybe that was pretty bad. Like, dude, 7th gen was really bad, but 8th gen was pretty good over 7th gen. 9th gen
what do you
was.
Think they should have done?
9th gen was lazy.
In chat that it should have been a 13950K.
I reckon 13990K. That's what it should have been called. That's my opinion. They should have called it an i9-13990K and just said, "Look, it's refined."
If the only difference is higher clocks, just call it a KS.
Well, they've already got a 13900KS.
Do they?
Yeah, they've already got a 13900KS.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, don't worry, Intel wasn't going to waste a minute trying to pump out the money from the enthusiast wallet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I just I'm face palming at all the things Intel are doing when traditionally, guys, I've been actually quite a big enthusiast of Intel products. I'm not going to deny that. Like, I've actually like a lot of, and I know a lot of you guys that are subbed are big on Intel, and you sort of, Nate.
Yeah.
Oh, Nate's the biggest Intel fanboy out. Like, he loves Intel, man. Like, he's just like constantly just Intel. I'm like, well, I mean, at what point are you going to say, all right, this is just a massive disappointment?
Well, that's the thing. Do you buy the latest because you think it's genuinely that much better and you need it? Or because it's a new thing from the brand you like?
Yeah, but don't support that crap.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
which one are you?
Yeah. Well, even if you're an enthusiast and you support the brand, you should support them by not buying their product because they got to innovate. it's on them to innovate.
No, if they get lazy and you encourage that by buying it, then they're going to continue getting lazier and lazier. But if everyone just stops buying it and says, actually I can hold out without this generation, then they're going to say, okay, we need to actually find something marketable. Because what we thought is marketable is just not.
Yeah, so Quattro says, I just snagged a 14900KF after running my 87. That's 6 years. I mean, that's kind of different. Like, that's a smart upgrade. Like, you're upgrading every 6 years, but me personally, dude, I would have just waited to see what AMD's got with 8000 series. Like, that's my honest opinion. It's like it's a little bit around the corner, and AMD's been churning out actual generational increases. So, I mean, yeah, I would definitely have just waited a little bit longer. 8700K is still a good CPU too. Yeah. Still a solid CPU, so I would have just waited a little bit longer and see what AMD's cooking with 8000 series.
Even next year, it's new socket.
Yeah.
If you wanted something that's a little bit more future-proof.
And that's true, yeah. So next year's new socket from Intel too. Hopefully, if it's next year, you never know. It might be 2 years later. Yes.
Well, it was meant to be last year, wasn't it?
Well,
Wait, last year or this year?
Well, yeah, meant to be last year.
Yeah.
When was 7 nanometer coming out? Intel 4.
Well,
wait,
when wasn't it coming out?
Yeah, when are we getting these products from Intel? That's what I mean. I think Intel said something in 2021. Now they've sort of like messed up, and now they don't know what's going on. They're like, all right, let's just release a refresh and call it a new generation. That's like, and that is what you call marketing. That's what the marketers thought. Guys, how can we do this? Well, let's release a new generation of products and make people believe it's a new generation. Just get the same product and call it 14900K. Why didn't I think of that? I don't know, because you'll lose loyalty amongst your enthusiast base.
YouTube video where it's just how to get a 14900K for free. We just go into the BIOS and up the core clocks by 200 megahertz.
No, it's 100 apparently, from what I'm hearing. Yeah, I don't know. I think Frame Chasers did a video. Yeah,
literally press +1 so the
oh man, I don't know. Yeah, so I was contemplating upgrading from 12400F to 5.2 gigahertz to a 13700K, but I'm buying a car, and that is a money sink. Yeah, well, that is Florian, dude. Don't waste your money.
Okay, what I'd recommend is, while you're gaming, open something like Hardware Monitor, where it's got the value and the max value, and look at your utilization. Like, play the game normally how you would, and then Alt Tab, and if you see your utilization maxes out at 100%, then okay, maybe you need a new CPU. But if you don't,
yeah,
should be fine. Like the 12600, was it 12600?
12400F.
12400's still fine.
Yeah, that's a good CPU, dude. Like, you don't need anything. Like, yeah. I mean,
I've built a few 12100 PCs, and they're gone really well.
So if you're a pro player,
yeah,
you're going if you're a pro player, are you getting 240 FPS? That's your first checkbox. If you are, cool. If you're not, well, what game are you playing? And even if you're getting 240 FPS, you shouldn't be going for 360. You should be going for lowering your pings, getting the best mouse, best low input lag monitor. That's where your focus should be, because there's a big difference between these things.
Optimum did a good video, I think, today about mouse polling rates and how that affects your smoothness. It makes a difference a little bit. Up to about, you need a minimum of 1,000, I think it is.
DPI? He's talking about DPI?
No, polling rates.
1,000 polling. You need that.
Yeah, he was doing some high-speed testing, apparently. You need to go rewatch it.
500 hertz should be fine, man. Like, I remember 500 hertz was good. Like, and 1,000 hertz, it depends on how they implement the sensor. Yeah. But yeah, if you go 1,000 hertz, it's fine.
Well, there's these new mice which are like 4,000 hertz. You don't need
No, you don't need that crap. Yeah, this is 1,000 hertz, so this is fine. Like the Razer Viper Mini, I think Razer discontinued it because it was too good value. No, I'm serious. They discontinued this mouse. This is what I'm hearing. They discontinued this mouse because it was too good value. And so people buy this mouse, and then they probably try a higher end one. They're like, I don't need that higher end one. I just want to go back and use the cheaper one. Trust me, I've tried I've got the final. There's a final mouse there. So anyway, I'll tell people this. Like, I'll be just completely honest with you guys. I got this in Japan for about 180 Aussie. So that'd be about 120 US. Maybe?
I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be about 120 US. So it's almost brand new. I tried it. I didn't like it. So I'm going to flip it, make profit, double up. So in Australia, I'll probably get around 350 Aussie dollars for that thing. And
that's what people are selling it for. It's not like scamming it.
No, but it's just like I get to try a product in the process. And I'm telling you now, that final mouse, I'd rather use this any day of the week, the Razer Viper Mini, than the final mouse, Starlight 12. And that's just me trying products and deciding things for myself. And so this mouse is about what? In terms of brand new pricing, like 1/10 of the price of the final mouse. So, so have you seen Optimum Tech's Mouse Projects Mate?
Oh, have you seen the super light? How it's just the bare chassis.
What's he doing? I gotta check it out. Is he making a mouse?
I'll show you the video after.
Okay. Is that the one he 3D printed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where he took the.
Is he actually developing that?
I don't think so. I think he's just releasing it.
Okay, because I mean that's just you're getting to a stage where you need comfort. Like
no, apparently it's really comfortable because like you hold it as if you're holding something instead of gripping something.
I mean, again, dude, I'm not.
I'd be keen to try it out. I might just 3D print you one and see if you like it.
Okay, yeah, all right. But I'm like, dude, I don't like this mouse. Is I came from a Logitech G3, and before that,
what was that other one that you used to use?
I was using it. I was using a G. That's right there. The G. What's this? The G.
Something on the bottom.
102.
Yeah.
So I'm using the G102. Like. A good mouse is a good mouse. It's going to have low input lag, good clickability. It's going to feel good in your hands. It's not going to get much better. Like you can go on this because I remember Rocket Jump Ninja, man. He went on he made his own mouse because he went on this tangent of I've got to get the perfect mouse. But to be honest, is he playing?
It was the perfect mouse for him. Like,
but is he playing that much better versus say a Viper Mini? I don't think so. Like, I mean, you're talking.
No, but if you're going for like if you're like right on the edge of, I'm being super competitive, like I'm playing non-stop competitive games like CS:GO, Apex, Quake, then maybe like that 1% matters. We'll go have a look.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, but the thing is, you can't rewind time.
It's good. I love the feel of it.
Yeah, okay.
It's a bit small.
So you can't rewind time, and you don't know if you would have made that shot better with a different mouse or with the one you're using.
Yeah. Okay.
The different characteristics.
How much of a difference is it between? I'm just used to this now, so if I go back to my old mouse, then it's just muscle memory.
I mean, the thing is though, like how big's your hand? You got a bigger hand than me?
Yeah.
No, apparently not.
No, like if you go finger to finger, see? My finger.
Okay. So like for me,
I prefer like the big long.
Yeah. So I was gonna say
this is really nice, but I don't like where the buttons.
Yeah, me too. That was my complaint about Rocket Jump Ninja's mouse.
And even this, like I prefer my palm.
Well, okay, so guys, I had to fatten this mouse out with like double grips. I've got two.
Actually feel really nice.
Yeah, I put 2 grips on each side.
Do you like bigger mice though?
No, I like a fatter mouse. I love this mouse the way it is. I customized it, so I've fattened out the grips on this mouse because
Get those grips because
I stole them. I stole them from the Final Mouse box. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. They're like, yeah,
they're about what, like.
So there's a 1.5 and a 2.5 mil. So they're 4 mil fattened out. So I've fattened out the GPU.
So you have 4 mil worth of grip tape. Or
Yeah, so it's gonna be about 5 mil once you couple in like gaps and stuff. So it's about, I've fattened out this mouse 10 mil. So that is
the ultimate TYC experience.
But my hands don't cramp anymore.
Yeah.
So my hands are big. Like my hands are big, and there's a bit of like I don't know.
See, I like the concept of this. How you really low down to your desk. Like it's really low profile. I don't like that because that feels cramped to me.
But as soon as you get to a stage, it's going to be indifferent, is what I'm saying. You're going to get to a weight where if you're going under the weight of this, for instance, it's not going to make a difference because your hand's going to have a lot of strength. So you're either appealing to people with really small hands, which I think the majority of male gamers would have bigger hands, and the majority of competitive pros would be males that are aggressive and have bigger hands anyway. That's
there's
just
an argument for I want a heavy mouse on like a very rough, heavy friction surface because that's more precision. But there's also a argument for I want a really light mouse on a glass tabletop.
No, so Marco's right. There's only one way to solve this. You're the guinea pig. We're just going to throw a heap of mice at you and see which you aim better at. Yeah, there you go. I'll do it too. I already did it with Rocket Jump. That was actually one of the funnest videos I made with him. Yeah. We're just like testing out all these different mice.
Like a bunch of random people to go on aim labs.
Yeah, that's it. Just test it out. See which is the best mouse. And I mean, there are some people who are really good at those aim programs. There was one guy, you saw it. No, you actually came close to beating him, eh? Yeah, that's right. There's this kid at
I wasn't that good because I didn't.
No, but it was funny. There was this guy. He was at the Zeus booth. That's right, at PAX, and he's like aiming on his aim trainer. He just thought he was a boss. And you
could tell he was like practicing at home all day.
He was practicing a lot.
There was like freebies on the line, so he was trying really hard. He was sitting there all day.
Yeah, so Yusuf comes along and like literally like gets so close to his top score, and he was looking real insecure. Then I'm like, it was one of those funny moments. But like, yeah, I mean, I think if you're working on being a pro as well, if you want to be a pro gamer, try out a few cheap mice, see what the base shape is that you like. See if you like a small mouse, medium-sized mouse, or a big mouse. Then from there, and I'd start with like Logitech or Razer or what's another good one, like a generic good brand. What's that? Zowie? Is it Zowie? They've got the 3 sort of shapes that are all different, and see which ones you like. And then from there you can go AWOL. But focus on what kind of grip you like. And honestly, if you're trying to be a pro,
if you have a 3D printer, there's a lot of models of different mice. So you don't have to go out and buy them. If you don't have a computer store that has them on display, just 3D print a bunch of shells.
But here's the kicker that no one understands about pro gaming. Stop drinking the Red Bulls until like at least before your tournament, and you got to just green tea. Marco knows it. Marco's going to tell you in chat what to do. Baked beans, green tea, and what was the other one he was saying? Well, I was saying it, but now, you know. Baked beans, green tea, and grapefruit juice. Yeah, grapefruit juice. You need grapefruit juice every now and then. You can't I found if I was drinking too much grapefruit juice, it ended up burning my throat too much. It's very acidic. So do be careful with grapefruit juice, but you need a bit of it in your life. Another one is bitter almonds as well. Make sure you get some bitter almonds in your diet. That's another really good one. Yeah, and put a comma and put bitter almonds after that too. So you need that one as well. Yeah, baked tea and green beans. There, Robert, my man. This is what we call tech yes-ception right here. We're taking it another notch. Got to eat the fruit, need the fibers. Dude, you got to eat porridge in the morning, man. I've been eating a bit of porridge and eggs. So I ate eggs one morning, I ate porridge the other morning. That's sort of my alternate diet at the moment in the morning. And I find it helps a lot. So... But yeah, this is where part of the live stream. We're closing off. We're starting to talk about food and chat and energy, but that's where we go from the mouse.
Some people saying 3 scan your hand and send it to a company. I think the future is just making a mouse. If you're really serious, make a mouse for yourself. Just one off.
I did make a mouse with Rocket Jump Ninja. You know, I've got a prototype, like clay model made. Yeah, we sent it off to. What was the company that did his... This was years ago, though.
Extrafy.
Yeah, we sent it off to Extrafy because we were going to make a Tech Yes mouse, like actually make one. But then COVID happened and everything went south. So Zai's mouse got done. Tech Yes mouse never got done.
Do you have that model somewhere?
Yeah, dude, it is the it is the best design. I made this design, guys. I think people with bigger hands who like to fingertip grip would absolutely love it. But this was a unique design because it had some really cool things that other mouses didn't do. Other mice, sorry, plural or whatever.
Okay, but is it a MOBA mouse where it's got like a million buttons?
No.
Okay.
It's just innovative. It's like, I need this button.
I want to see it.
Yeah, I'll show you it, dude. It's a prototype, and I'm not sharing it because it's like, it's got something.
You think you're onto something?
Dude, I know it's onto something. It's something that you cannot just use really well, but it's also a style. It's also a fashion statement.
So it's got RGB everywhere.
No.
Vents.
No, if a chick... Basically, look, if you had a girl around your house and she saw this mouse, bang.
She'd be impressed?
Dude, Insta-laid.
Oh.
That bed's shaking, dude. She'd be like, you're the owner of this mouse? And you're like, yeah, it's my gaming mouse.
What? No. I'm calling it now. It's going to be like one of those standing Oriko mice. And Brian's like, I'm so innovative.
No,
you know those ones?
No, it's not that. No. You see, you can guess what kind of mouse it is, but I'm telling you now, guys, if you've got to get into my brain, 3D chess.
Ring? It's just like a ring and then you like tap to click.
See, yeah, everyone's laughing. No one knows the truth. No one's even close to getting it, man. No one's even close to getting it. We've got the name sorted out as well. The name was...
Oh, you've
dude,
gone far.
The design was done. Zai loved it as well. Zai was like, damn, I could use this mouse too. Like, it was actually, like, actual. That was what it was. It was actual.
It was actual?
Yeah, just as, like, not even an adjective.
Wow.
That's it. I love you guys so much, hanging around in chat, just listening to us talk crap. But that's the problem. We're talking too much crap now. We might be getting sleepy or need to get going. I actually want to get a beer as well. It's a Friday night, so I want to have a beer. And yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to close this one off. And also, anyone excited about Super Mario Wonder?
It looks pretty cool.
Yusuf would be excited about it.
I'm not a Nintendo person, but...
You are.
No, I'm not.
Don't you have Zelda?
Yeah, Zelda's different. Zelda's the one game I would buy regardless.
Yikes! I didn't expect that. He's like,
no, you don't.
Zelda. Like, he's an Intel. Sorry, Nvidia fanboy. Nintendo Switch fanboy. Yeah.
I wouldn't own the Switch if it didn't have Zelda.
You wouldn't own the Switch. Okay, fair enough. That's okay. Zelda fanboy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've played the game since I was a kid, so.
Okay. So LT Clan. Oh, he messaged retracted. What are the other? I read the message quickly before it got retracted. What are the other books of finance you'd recommend? I've got to read. I'm still reading through actually a couple more. So yeah, but the Creature from Jekyll Island's like the biggest. Like, whoa, open up red pill. That's a red pill one. That's what that is. And it's not like in anything to do with politics. It's just a red pill in how money works in the world. It's such a good book. And I think a lot of, like, I've said this before, I think a lot of these finance YouTubers that talk finance, they all just base their everything they say on that book. Like, and at least like when I watch Robert Kiyosaki, he plays a lot of praise to that book all the time. Okay. And that's cool, because you know, if you get the knowledge from Edward G. Griffin, who's the Don, you praise the guy, man. You're like, damn, this guy is opened my thinking up a lot more. And you thank Edward G. Griffin's a boss. Like, he'd probably be like one of the most inspirational people now after I've known about his work and just how the way he works. Yeah, like go watch some interviews about Edward G. Griffin. This guy's just amazing. I mean, now he's like over 90 years old, so he's not exactly a spring chicken, but like he back in the day, man, that guy was just on another level in terms of his intellect. Yeah, so
some people still asking for the book. Just put a comment.
I'll put it in the I'll literally just put it in the description, dude, with a link to it. Yeah, like it's actually the best book I've read in my life in terms of getting insight. So
Nintendo ain't Nintendo without Zelda. See, it's not just me.
Yeah, Zelda hits differently. I agree. Zelda does hit differently. And yeah. Okay, anyway, guys, I'm starting to actually get sleepy.
If you...
I'm slurring words.
Else,
yeah, my body clock is actually bedtime soon. So
what time do you usually go to bed?
11, 12, or 1. But I start to get sleepy at 11. If there's a lot of work to do, I stay up to 1. Just depends what I got to do, man. But it's usually 11, 12, or... you like to go to bed 11, though. That's like, I like to go to bed at that because I feel like I wake up feeling so much better if I go to bed early. I actually like to go to bed at like 9 o'clock. That's one of my favorite, but it just doesn't happen. Never happens. When I started the live stream, I wanted to go to bed, but it just doesn't happen. So
you're the one who decided you wanted 9 p.m. to be your time.
Yeah, so use is like, you got to decide on a time that works for the viewers every day. I'm like, well, 9 p.m.
Not for the viewers, just it has to be consistent.
Yeah, okay. So it's 9 p.m. Australian, guys. 9 p.m. non-daylight savings time. So we're going to try and get content out.
How often are we streaming?
Twice a month. That's the deal. A month? Yeah, I got twice a month in me for live streams because, yeah, like live streaming is...
Every other Friday?
Yeah, every other Friday, every 2 weeks. Best sleep, man, 0 problems. No, you don't need that. Xanax or Valium. I don't need that. Xanax or Valium, dude. What I take is a chelated magnesium and I'm actually going to mix up some now. Chelated magnesium in just a mix. It's from, is it Doctor's Best? That's the one I use. And take a drink of that. And yeah, dude, I'm gone. Like deep sleep, blackout. Plus, you make sure you sleep in an environment that's not getting beamed by EF or RF or EMF, yeah. So make sure you like for me personally, I can't sleep properly if I've got a lot of EMF around me, man. I don't know if it's just me, but like in Melbourne, dude, I could not sleep properly. Like seriously. Like
that bed was just not good.
But I don't think it was just the bed, dude.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think it was just the beds at the hotel. Like we're in Melbourne, I just could not sleep at all. Like not good at all. And in Taiwan, I slept pretty good, but that's because
Taiwan was so good.
Yeah, but that's because that building was concrete reinforced. Yeah. And this is the thing about a concrete reinforced building. It's got steel mesh in it. And guess what the steel mesh does? Works as a Faraday cage. So it's like you stay in this cheap hotel. It's just the walls. You can hear like not even just the neighbor's room, like the neighbor's room. And you know this place is just, yeah. Anyway.
You could hear the showers going and everything.
Yeah, so there we go. But yeah, anyway, Faraday cage, that's it, my brothers. Everyone's heard me go on about Faraday cage before, but yeah. Someone's telling me that like Valium and Xanax, nah, don't need that stuff, bro. I mean, Valium, geez, like you gotta be really yearning for a good night's sleep.
Well, I know a lot of people who take like melatonin.
Dude, Valium knocks you the F out.
But for me, it's like, I just sit in my bed If I'm like not that sleepy, like it's early in the night,
Yeah.
then I'll go on my phone and read up on some stuff that I'm interested about. But usually, I sleep like I lie down on my bed. Within 2 minutes, I'm out.
Okay, Fred, bro, he says I'm in construction and I stress out too much. Well, like before we go, man, I actually want to listen to your story if you don't mind telling us. Like, I just want to help you out, man, if I can. Like, you stress out.
Take a hot bath.
What do you know? But what's he stressing out about? That's what you got to get to the bottom of. What are you stressing out about, brother? And that's
Is
what
it mental stress or physical stress?
It'd be mental, man. Physical stress is
physical. Just take a
no,
hot
dude.
bath.
If you're, I mean, from my experience, if you're physically stressed, you put yourself to bed.
Yeah. Oh, sometimes you're like so tense that you can't. I've been there.
But I'd like to know, like, constant deadlines. Yeah, it's mental stress, man. So he's constantly, like, his brain's just constantly racing, man.
Is there anything else you could have done about it? If not, then just say, sorry, I did my best.
It's the stress that kills. Exactly, Conyo, man. Stress is a killer, dude. You've got to eliminate that stress, man. I'm telling you right now. Like, and I've done it now. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of how I eliminate stress with Tech Yes City, even this YouTube channel. Companies would be constantly hitting me up. You know, you got to get this video out on this deadline. And I just started like the last year, especially the last year, about 2 years before that, but last year especially, I've just been taking, like, I don't care about NDA deadlines or anything like that. I don't care. I'll release the video when I want to release it because it's just not worth me doing all-nighters for the sake of
Especially when
Intel.
they send it to you like 2 days before.
Yeah,
I remember when he used to do that. That was not good for either of us.
no, it's like I'm sick of doing these things for these companies that at the end of the day, they don't care about you. Look at Intel. Like, they don't give a crap about me at all. Like, zero craps. Hey, we'll fly you to IEM and fly you to IEM with hotels, but you got to record videos for us.
But you have to make a video and you're not getting paid for it.
Yeah. You have to make a video at all. Like, dedicated video about IEM, which none of my audience watches. We're not going to pay you a cent. Huh? You don't care about us? Like, you know, why would I want to?
Taking time out of your week.
Yeah.
To
So, well, I mean, NDA kind of means like that's when it releases, but that's also when you're expected to release the review right on that time, not a minute earlier, not a minute later. But for me, I've just been like, nah, that's when you're allowed to talk about it. I'm going to release my video when I'm comfortable releasing my video, when I'm not so stressed, because they'll give you like literally a couple of days and I want to get a proper review done. I'm not going to just release a botched review for my viewers that could be full of mistakes. So yeah, in terms of deadlines, dude, I'm telling you now, Fred, you got to manage that, man. Otherwise it's going to kill you, dude. So don't get the stress. The stress is a killer, dude. I've seen it all around me. People who drop out early, dude, there's one constant thing in their life, and that is stress. They're always stressed. And actually, yes, you're saying Steve at Gamers Nexus. I've messaged him behind the scenes, and I've said, like, we've had a conversation about this, and I've said to him, dude, like, you know, your health's more important than this crap, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think especially if it's self-imposed, you've got to fix that. If it's self-imposed deadlines, fix it, man. Because you're sending yourself to the grave early, you know? Is
it worth it at the end of the day?
Yeah, is it worth it, man? And I'm telling you now, after looking at Dad Man, dude, he ain't got no deadlines. He don't care. He's loving life, man. So, vitamin B is great for stress. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a few good things. A healthy diet, man. Healthy diet and exercise is the best thing you can do. And then make sure you're getting a bit of bitter almonds as well. Add some bitter almonds in your diet. You'd be surprised at how much they help your metabolism. Guys, I'm not working out pretty much at all. Like, people ask me, like, oh, you know, how many times a week do you work out? It's like, I only just started working out this morning again. But like, your metabolism gets fired up from things like bitter almonds. And that's what I've found. Bitter almonds will just throw your metabolism into overdrive. And that's what you want. You want fast metabolism, low stress. In terms of deadlines, and this is just, guys, you asking me how do I know this stuff? It's just based on my own experience. Yeah. I am my own guinea pig. I trial and error on myself. You probably shouldn't do that, but hey, let's just go.
Well, if you've got someone to give you advice, listen to that. But
yeah. So yeah, bitter almonds. They're hard to get. Bitter almonds are actually hard to get. Usually if you go to a supermarket and get almonds, they're usually what's called sweet almonds. And they have low nitroglycerides content in them. So just coffee, even coffee, caffeine free. I don't have much caffeine. I have caffeine sparingly here and there.
Caffeine-free tea, don't you?
Decaf tea, yeah. After midday, I don't have any caffeine because that'll affect your sleep. So
caffeine doesn't affect me that much.
Bitter almonds. How is there like an accent thing? Would you say almonds? Like, is there a way to say it? Is there a way to like
bitter almonds?
Yeah, bitter almonds. Bitter almonds. Yes, I'm sorry, guys. The Takias citizens, I apologize for my Australian accent. It's bitter almonds. I apologize. Bitter ALMONDS. Bitter almonds. Hey Brian, love the content, man. Just wondering what happened to season 2. Yeah, so like the season 2, like things happened and
kind of just fizzled away. So I think we might start again.
But yeah, I'm starting again because the funnest part we already did, and that was getting the $100 and turning it into a bigger budget. And I already got there. I was like, yeah, I can start again from. I think it was $800 or something I got up to. I think I forgot exactly.
What's the lowest you can start with? Like, could you?
Dude,
start
you
with
know, $100 is the lowest, dude. Like, you're talking, you got to get parts. There's no way you can go any cheaper. Like, and actually,
like, say what you did with your final mouse. So you got really cheap, and then got a bit. Like, how low could you go with something else?
Okay, so you're saying
you don't have to start with part.
Yeah, so you're just saying don't start with the part, but it's a series on flipping up tech.
Wait, what if you pulled something out of the dumpster, got it from zero?
I mean,
slowly flipped up.
I mean,
that'd be way harder.
But $100, like, I want to make it but I want to make it realistic. Like, people can actually do what I do, and I think that's what the appeal. Dude, that series is actually, even like in the last week, the comments coming in on those videos, people want it so bad. I'm like, okay, I'll give it to you guys. Don't worry, tech. Yes, gonna give it to you. And even Brits don't say almonds. I just don't know. Like, someone was mocking the way I was saying it, so I'm like, all right, how do I pronounce this word? I've said almonds all my life, bitter almonds. So I don't know. Is that something? What if you rob a store, guys? Like, come on, right? It's gonna be $100 flip up challenge. We start with $100 Aussie dollars too, which by the way is like $60 US now. So actually, if you want it to get cheaper, the budget technically is getting cheaper if you're in the rest of the world, because the Aussie dollar's taken a dump. But I think everything's taken a dump against the US dollar. So I think it's actually more relative to everyone but Americans. It's going to be cheaper. So it's going to be more of a challenge. Do you think ultra budget build DDR5 based builds is possible these days?
Yeah, but is it the best value?
Yeah, I still think Ryzen 5000's where it's at right now. I honestly do. I look at the price of those CPUs and motherboards and DDR4, and I think like that's just where it's at. The Ryzen 7 5700X, I really do like it. I think that's the meta for me, flipping anyway. 8 cores, 16 threads. Oh my god, it's got the Ryzen 7, guys. So people see Ryzen 7, they're like, whoa, they're glued to it. Then they see RTX, and that's my combo. That's my bread and butter right now.
Combo.
That's the wombo combo. Ryzen 7 5700X, RTX 3070, RTX 3060 12 gig. Hit them every time, dudes. Easy profit. So that's the one.
Ryzen 7 RTX.
Just hit them. That's the wombo combo.
RGB.
Yeah, and some RGB. It's the wombo combo. That's what's gonna work. Bitter almonds flavor equals cyanide. There we go, my man. That's exactly, you're getting it, right? So I actually was guinea pigging myself. How many could I eat in a day before I got dizzy? And so I ate.
How many can I eat before I get poisoned?
Yeah, pretty much. So I ate I think for me, I was eating about 10 bitter almonds a day, and I started getting a bit dizzy. And so about three bitter almonds a day is good for me. And so that's really good.
Is there also cyanide in apples?
Yeah, apple seeds, man. Yeah.
Apple
seeds. Yeah. Well, apple seeds. So you want to eat the seeds. Yeah. So that's it. And so that's what you do. You get a bit of that in your body. And so the reason that works is because it speeds up your metabolism as well. But it's also taking stress. And this is where it gets back to stress, right? Stress isn't just on your mental state, right? This is where the cyanide gets back to the stress. Now, I actually probably shouldn't even say this because like it's not medical advice or anything like that. That's just what I'm doing. It's what I'm doing to my body, okay? It's what I'm doing to my body, okay?
This is a story time.
So this is story time, right? So basically what happens is there's two ways of your body destroying cancer. The first way is your immune system beats it off. The second way is through diet and through products. And so what the cyanide does is, at least from bitter almonds, at least from what I've researched, is it targets the cancer cells and destroys them. And it only goes to the cancer cells and destroys them.
Well, isn't that also what chemo is? It's just killing the cells and then...
I don't know about those treatments, but bottom line is, when you're doing that and you have that in your diet, guess what happens to your immune system? If your diet's doing that for you, your immune system's not as stressed. Whoa! So it's like a double wombo bombo combo. We're talking about the wombo combos. You take stress off your body, what's going to happen? Your body's going to feel better. Now, again, this is what I'm doing. I don't recommend anyone do any of this stuff. It's just what I'm doing with my body, and I feel great. So, yeah, it makes sense. Exactly. Like, if it makes sense, it makes sense, right? You've got the brain. You've got your brain. You do the logical, like, connecting the dots inside your brain and see if you think it's full of crap, what I'm saying, then it's full of crap. If you say, hey, maybe this guy kind of is making sense, I don't know.
Don't even listen. Do your own research.
So basically, I had a friend, right? Have you met Jason?
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said his name. Anyway. So we had a friend who recently had leukemia. He was 34 years old, had leukemia, aggressive leukemia. He's fixed it. He's fixed it. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to end it there. Do your research. Know that there's a lot of BS out there on the internet. Do your own research. Yeah. Do your own research. That's all I can say. So, yeah. The bottom line is that you can fix things up if you learn how the body works properly. Man, I'm broadcasting this. This is we got to get going, guys. I'm gonna go to bed. Because I don't feel like I should be talking about this because it could. I don't know. I just like it's what I do.
It's fine.
I mean, yeah. I guess my viewers don't care. Like it's like like whatever. But I went for the bitter almonds and apple seed treatment and died. Messaging from the afterlife. Oh, hey, dude. There we go. Vargas78. There we go.
Wait. How's the internet speeds in heaven?
Yeah. How's the internet?
Wow.
Yeah. How's the internet speeds in heaven, brother? Anyway, better to eat less than to try and speed up your metabolism. No, it's just like metabolism comes from everything. Like there's a lot of factors that affect your metabolism, and I'm still learning as we go along too. But I'm just telling you what is working for me and my metabolism, and adding everything in moderation, right? Alcohol, drink too much alcohol. Guess what happens? You're gonna be on the stretcher too. You eat too much of anything, you'll be on the stretcher. So there's a line there, a balance. Figure out what it is. Figure out what's going to help you in your life. And so what's inflation like in heaven? I'm pretty sure there'd be zero inflation. I'm pretty sure they have sound money inflation.
No, but is that 0% or is that 2%?
No, they would have, they would have 0% inflation in heaven. They'd have the gold standard and they'd have an honest economy. Take me to heaven. So... yeah.
And drink more alcohol and you'll be there soon.
Yeah, well, that's it. Drink too much alcohol, you'll be there soon. So, anyway, guys. Yeah, so I'm not arguing, Brian. I'm just talking to fat people. Don't look for a pill, just eat less. Yeah. I can't argue with that. So, yeah, I mean, but another thing is, too, I actually, it's funny because I eat quite a bit of fat in my diet. Like, okay. Yeah, Dad Man's making ribs for breakfast. I'm joining him. Like, dude, I eat ribs for breakfast sometimes. Like, how unhealthy is that,
Well, a lot of people think that you need to, like, it's critical to eat not so much of the, no carbs, no sugars, this sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, if your intake calories are less than your daily maintenance calories, then you're going to lose weight.
Dude, your brain's made of fat. It makes sense to eat fat. So I eat fat.
No,
like,
I'm saying like everything's measured in calories.
Yeah.
Like fat will have more calories per density.
I don't care. Like, I just don't care about my. Yeah, sugar feeds.
if
Yeah,
you wanna-
Davina's right. Sugar feeds cancer. Bingo. That is what I've seen. That is what I know. Cut out sugar. That's the big one. So sugar is horrible. Yeah, try and cut out as much sugar as you can. So, yeah, fat is generally. See, I don't know too much about. I haven't studied too much. I just know my brain's made of fat, so I like to get a bit of fat in my diet. And I'm serious. I just eat like fat on meat and stuff like that. I love it. Everyone's like, some people cut off the fat and chuck it in the bin. I'm like, why are you doing that? Tastes delicious. Tastes delicious, and it's probably good for you. That's just my body's telling, hey, brain's made of fat. Might as well eat some fat.
In moderation, though.
Yeah. So I lost my health admitting for anxiety and depression. Guys. Yeah, let's don't get the D word out, man. Don't get the D word out, my brother. Don't get the D word out. So fat is awesome. That's it. There we go. Can I grab your fat on your stomach? No, I'm not going there. You just grab it on stream. So there we go. Yeah.
I'm not too bad.
Did you just fat shame on live?
Did you just fat shame a person of color?
Oh no. This man.
Oh no, we're gonna get cancelled.
This man got me. This man got me. So, all right, guys, we are going. I'm gonna get to bed though. I'm just like super tired. So, everything's yeah. So, guys, baked beans as well. Get some baked beans. There we go. Eat a bit of fat and get some baked beans. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get moving. Say, thanks for tuning into the Tech Yesterday live stream. We're gonna have another one. Sorry, this one went on for a bit too long. Damn, it did. 2 hours. Whoa, it's huge. And we'll catch you guys in another live stream very soon. We're actually going to make sure next time we do a live stream, we're going to make sure the setup's a lot better.
Yeah, hopefully I'm not cut off by chat next time.
That's so cool, man. Cutting him off by chat is really cool. It's racist. Do you think it's racist, guys, to cut him off with chat? Oh man, we have some lols off camera too. I'd love it if you guys heard some of them, but yeah, and ribs for breakfast. That's it, dude. Eat some ribs for breakfast. Like, that's what dad man do it sometimes, eh? So just eat some ribs for breakfast. But the thing is, you got to make sure your brain is fired. Your brain is like the most energy expenditure muscle in your brain or in your body. So it uses up like 5 times more energy than any other muscle. And that's like, so keep your brain active. That's the biggest thing. Brain active equals healthy body. Like that should be a big thing. So keep your brain active.
Walk more, stand more.
Yeah, play some, like, so I guess that's why some video games are probably good for you. If they, keep big brain energy. That's it. So, Rob, $10 before I'm going to bed. $10 with the dono. Good night. Thanks, brother, for that donation. Don't do the donations to keep me on live stream. Like, I remember one live stream I did. I was like, I'm going, guys. And then it's like, it's like, keep asking questions and stuff like that.
They
But
know
yeah.
in your head.
No, guys, we're getting out of here. I love each and every one of you guys. Make sure, as always, I'm going to actually start closing these streams off with this saying. Make sure you're eliminating anxiety and stress out of your life. Try any way possible to eliminate it, get rid of it. Don't have that stuff in your life. If people are forcing it on you, get away from them. Like, especially if it's unnecessary. Get rid of the stress, get rid of the anxiety, and then get on top. And that's the thing right now, because I think a lot more stress is coming in the next few years with this high inflation. High inflation equals higher misery index. So we've got to do all we can to stick together, guys. Tech Yes City. This is going to be the city that you're all going to want to stay at, even though it's only online, unfortunately. And I watch Tech Yes to get rid of stress. My man. Thanks for that donation, bro. Did you donate twice? You don't have to donate twice. Thanks, brother. Donate twice. $10.
What a legend.
What a legend. Apex.
Apex legend.
You get,
Eki wa doko desu ka? Is that right?
Donald
translation?
Dencha. No. So anyway, what was it? Okay, final story before we get going. I want to tell you guys this one.
Here we go.
Okay, what was it? What was the little kid? There was this little kid. It was my missus' brother's little kid. And what was he saying? Because I sometimes I tease him about it. He's only 4 years old, but he's I got to think of it because
Picking on a 4-year-old?
yeah, why not? Like, but I got to think of what it was because it happened like a year ago now, and it's the funniest thing. Like, okay, it's too tired, man. Yeah, I was gonna give you guys the story before I went, but
It was a good stream. You tried.
I tried. This one was good.
If you think of it, write it down for next stream.
Yeah, I will. I just like I'm about to go to bed, so yeah.
I need to drive home.
Yeah, the misses, the half, I'm gonna call it the half misses. that's what like dude, the half misses. That it. Brain ain't working. Brain need big brain sleep. So brain not working. Brain big sleep need. Okay, Brian's definitely tech tuber I'd want in my YouTube. Oh, dude. Dude, I want you guys, the guys that are hanging out and chatting, laughing, and having lols. I want to have dinners and drinks with you guys. Now, this is the funny thing. Companies like just want us to come to these events just so we can have a piss up and just hang up and talk crap.
There's so many companies that are like, hey, we don't even like want you to do a video this year. Just rock up to our party.
Like, yeah, we'll like fly you down, pay for your hotels and stuff. Just hang out with us. I'm like, that's too good of a deal to refuse. Yeah, and you get free entry into the events and stuff. Yeah. So brain farts come from the baked beans. That's a possibility. Hey, dude. Hey, if it's coming out one end, it's probably like going and affecting. I've never like it could be. It could be. That actually is a possibility. So that could be a thing. Craig Marshall, I think you have hit the mark there with a possibility. Something I've got to research because I've gotten quite a few brain farts this trip. But I mean, it is late. I'm tired. I'm gonna give myself. I'm checking myself out, guys.
It's 4:45.
I checked myself out of Mojo Rehab. Checking myself out as live stream.
All right, every other Friday. See you then.
Right. Yeah. Every other Friday, guys. New schedule around Tech Yes City. We're gonna be making some waves, and we will catch you in another Tech Yes video very soon. More content coming. I'm going to keep it up on a schedule. So.
9 p.m. every night. Refresh your browser.
I don't know if I can do it every single day. That's like every day video. I'm gonna try my best to get you guys much more content, the stuff you love too. So if you got requests, no, he's going home soon. So, do you need to stay on the live stream? Sure. Like I want to like go brush my teeth and stuff like that. Yeah, but
yeah, people want more of me.
Yeah. Hey, that's cool. Yeah, have a chat if you want. I don't care, but it's pretty late anyway. We got to close it off. Next time you guys can have one-on-one with Yusuf. Okay, you can have this beautiful man of color.
When the stream stops working, I'll entertain chat.
This beautiful man of color. All right, dude. How many jokes did we pull on that at PAX?
PAX.
Hey, can we get this? Got a man of color, and they say no. You're racist.
Should I tell him? No, it's too late. I was gonna tell him about the flights.
Oh yeah, the man of color. Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Dude, you gotta like when there's arbitrage. This is the thing. It happens in finance. When there's arbitrage, you've got to abuse it. It patches the hole. Society gets fixed. So anyway, take it easy and you drive home. Yep. Thanks, guys. We're gonna catch you. And if there's anything we missed, any comments or any donations we missed, stuff like that,
The battery hasn't died yet. Guess what? There's no battery.
Oh yeah. So final thing. We put in. I had an AC adapter for the camera the whole time. In Japan as well. So when I was cleaning up my suitcase to come back to Australia, I was like, that's an adapter to leave my camera on live stream without battery cutting off. Oh, when did I buy that? I don't know. Anyway. Love you guys. We're going to catch you. Peace out for now. And no accent this week. We'll do an accent on the next live stream. I'll do the US accent for you guys.
Comment what you want.
Yeah, and comment if we missed a comment, a question, sorry, do drop it in the comment section below. Hit that like button as well for us, guys. Smash that algorithm, and also requests as well. If you've got particular unique requests that no other tech channel wants to take a look at, drop a comment. I'll see if it's worth the entertain. Hey, if enough people like it, especially, we'll check it out at Tech Yes Investigation City. Catch you in the next one. Peace out for now.